Don't mind me. Good morning, everybody. Always continue to use good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to a fresh new week of Hazel streams. We have all of the required components. We have the kitty cat. Meow, meow, meow. Hi. You're so punctual. You were here before I was. We have me. Coffee, water, and alts that we definitely need. How you guys doing? I would like to thank Tea Toast and Honey for a 15-month resub. Appreciate it. Also, Darkale75 with a 9-month resub. Thank you very much. And Silver Witch giving out a gift sub. Aw, shucks. Thanks, guys. Congrats on your success tanking the normal tree raid. Oh, why, thank you. You want to see my vault? I think that Scary, she's accomplished her goals at this point. I don't want to say that, like, I'm never going to play her again, but that arc, as far as I can see and feel, I'm pretty much done. You know, I pretty much did what I wanted to do in her for the season. And I think keeping my goals really short and snappy will let me kind of do it and try it on a lot of different classes and characters. So it's not that I'm never going to play her, but I'm not as worried about, like, doing any number of, like, weekly, you know, chores or requirements or anything like that. In her vault, I thought I was going to have to take a 480 piece no matter what, because I did 118 key. I tanked it, shockingly. And it would be a big upgrade. It would be gloves that would be catalyzable with my next charge that's available. Although right now I only have 2 pieces, so I might need charges for that. And I have 457 gloves. However, I've been told that this trinket is good. So perhaps I should look into that. I think I showed my vault to Flabby, and I think he'll kill me if I don't take the trinket, so I might end up just doing that. That trinket is this! Yeah, and it is a hero track one. I don't know why. I didn't do any... Oh, it's just because it drops from the end of the raid. I see. I was thinking I didn't do any heroic raid, but yeah, alright, it's the Ferrac trinket. We'll take it, we'll take it. I don't know if I'm going to tank anymore this season, or expansion, but if I do, I'll probably be glad to have that, so there we go. Plop that on probably instead of the Earth Sign Vengeance if I had to guess. I don't know. It's an on-use, which is stinky, but like, I don't know. I'll put it on a bar and then maybe I'll figure out what to do with it. And then my priest took a myth track belt that came with a socket and crit mastery, so I was happy with that. I took that and then I upgraded it to 489 and stuck a gem in it. So her gear is doing good. She's at like, take a look at it. At least kill Ferrac every week so she can get the legendary? Absolutely not. Then I would have to build the legendary. Seems like a lot of work for something I'm not going to use. Steph the Bee, thank you for the 44-month resub. Besides, I have a stunning track record of not getting legendaries. I would hate to besmirch it now. How many tunes do I have total? If we're counting not 70s, it's probably kind of ugly. I think I have somewhere in the range of 16 70s, I believe is the number. So my priest is up to 476. I got a hero track offhand, which I'm happy about. I need Worm's Crest, basically. I've been spending them, so that's good. But I haven't got the new ones for this week, and most of my gear that is, like, not fully upgraded is, I've got, like, some Champion 4 of 8 pieces, Champion 7 of 8 there, and then some, like, Hero 2 of 6, 3 of 6. So I could definitely get some more item level. Plus, I'm, like, dancing real close to the cap. I was capped, and then I just spent some. I also got a trinket for Shadow out of Dawn of the Infinite that we did. I wasn't able to trade it, so it's mine now, and if I ever do any Shadow, then maybe I'll want to wear that. I don't know if I'll do Shadow, but I might. Also, I got some mounts. In Hazel Catches Up and what I got on my days off, I got... these are the rep mounts, actually. Those are the rep 17 mounts? Yeah, rep 17... Rep 17, yeah, the Sun Touch Dream Stag, which is this one, and then the Lunar Dream Stag. I also got another Dream Stag from doing an epic seed just randomly, so I got a rekindled one too. And then I'm pretty sure I bought another Dream Essence mount. Yeah, I bought this one. So I only have one more Dream Essence mount left, and I should be able to get it next time I get another Essence. And then I can start working on pets. I have 5 Seed Blooms stocked in this character. Waiting for when I get to 18, I can start buying the rest of the seed mounts, because I figure I'd rather just kind of get that done. Not worry too much about the mod. But yeah, my priest is going good. Keys this week are decent. It's not spiteful anymore, so bless up. It's the storms and then the raging. Raging is, as far as I'm concerned, a non-affix. I'm sure it does things, but my friends are smarter than me and they just like deal with it, so like it's good. And then I just have to not stand in storms. So I did a couple this week already. I did 5 keys. We did 5 keys. So we did 3 20s, Everbloom, AD, and Dawn of the Infinites. I believe we timed all of them against my best efforts. I had a couple of death, but who doesn't? And then a couple of Everblooms, but I've got a couple more Everblooms for people's vaults and stuff. Yeah. So portal-wise, and I'm not working on this today, but I still need a Throne and Tides portal. I need a Darkheart Thicket portal. I need a Galakron's Fall portal, and I need a Waycrest Manor portal. So I think I have half the portals. I have this top half done. I have Blackrook, Rise, Everbloom, and AD done. So I just need these 4, which I think will happen probably this week, assuming we get some good key groups together. But that's not what I'm doing today. Blasting keys, almost all 20s. I haven't leveled any further in SOD. I got 2 into this. I've leveled further on retail, you see? I'm level 43, and I have a kitty cat pet. I got a gray tiger, so I could name it Kira, so that it could be like an avatar for this Kira. Kitty cat, you're a hunter pet. I feel like you would take that as an insult if you understood. It's a good thing, I promise. We have 2 more days of overlap, Darkmoon Fair and Anniversary. So I'm getting this stinky Darkmoon Fair buff. I have a bunch of quests to turn in, and I figure today I want to level because I'm into it. I'm doing it. Cut my hair to be just as short as yours. It used to be very long, but I love it now. Oh, congratulations. It's freedom. Yeah, so there's Kira. And then I have a second pet, which for now is just Honey Bear, which is my nickname for everybody, apparently. I call the cat, the dog, and my partner that. Everybody is Honey Bear. Prize ride tickets. So we're getting one of these. And then, yeah, I'm questing. I did a dungeon, and I discovered that dungeons are better, but I don't care. I have leveled through dungeons for my last couple of characters, and I'm probably going to do it for the next one if she's a healer, and I'm just sick of it. I just want a quest. So it is slower. It's absolutely slower, but I don't care. It's not that slow. So questing is what I shall do. Do I want to use my Hearthstone? I can't use my Hearthstone, actually. I'm in a guild, and I'm on retail, so it's a 15-minute Hearthstone, not like an hour. Now she can beat Moose in wrestling until I get the Moose pet, which is going to be a Bakar. But I can't get that until like 60. It's going to be a Dragonflight tame, so that's a later me problem. For now, we got Kira and Honey Bear, and then I'm just going to have to figure out. I mean, Honey Bear's a Tenacity pet, Kira's a Ferocity pet, and then Moose actually is going to be a Cunning pet, so I'll have one of each. I just will need to do some figuring out to make sure that I have like the right pet available, but also the right secondary pet. Once I have Kira and Moose, I want to always have Kira and Moose out, but I want to be able to switch between them depending on if I need Lust or if I want like movement speed, and I might want to pull Honey Bear out too, just for like a nice some defensives, like some extra max health and the bear thing. There's some good defenses that you might need. We'll see. I did my weekly mythic quest. I did my weekly mythic dungeon quest for a heroic raid piece. That's a long sentence. On my priest. I didn't do it on Scary. I don't know if I will. I should. It's a good piece of gear. But like I said, she's kind of done. She's kind of. I've accomplished my goals on her. So anything else feels a bit superfluous. I might do it, but mostly I just want to slam levels on this. As a level 40, I have I can fly, and I can fly quickly. I'm on an Ohuna. This is the Duskwing Ohuna, which I believe is the one that you get for Dream Surge Coalescence. It was like the rarest Ohuna because nobody did Dream Surges. Should I stop and do this? Sure. Oh, also there's a treasure chest behind you. That's worth some experience. Those are not that valuable. But I can fly. I'm fast. I'm riding a big bird. Life's good. Gotta do some questing while leveling or else I'm gonna go crazy spamming dungeons. Yeah, the heroic piece is super, super good, though. I wonder if there's any earthly world where I get this character leveled in time to do like 4+2s on her and get that heroic piece on this character this week. Because that would be super sick. But leveling, especially if you're not in dungeons, is not... It takes some time. It takes some doing. Oh, well, we'll see. I'm just going to do my best. I'm just going to quest. Get boost from it. Instantly upgraded them to 483. Oh, nice. I on my priest, I got a chest piece and then I disenchanted it. It was like a real anticlimax. Maybe that's why I'm not so inclined to do it again. Obviously, anything that my DK got would probably be an upgrade. Leveled as an alliance. Want to make an undead character. Anxious about leveling in zones I don't know. There's no rush, though, is the thing. So, like, it's, you know, you've got all the time in the world to kind of poke around and see what you can find. And if you want to just, like, read quests and figure them out, that's great. And if you want to, like, if you're getting stuck, you can always look it up in Wowhead. That's usually my go-to if I can't, if I'm frustrated with something. I look it up in Wowhead so I can either find out what I'm doing wrong or just, like, feel validated that, like, 89 other people also hate that quest. And make sure I just haven't missed something. That's my typical moves. So I did a bunch of these. That puts me at 44. I had the self-restraint to not turn them in before I went back and got a Darkmoon Fair buff. I lost a Darkmoon Fair buff and died out here because I, like, pulled a raptor. Not a raptor. I pulled a, that's a big upgrade. That's an upgrade too. I pulled a tiger into this camp. Like, I was pulling tigers for the quest, and I pulled it into the camp. And apparently you're not supposed to be in combat in the camp because the hired guns murked me. And I lost my Darkmoon Fair buff. I have herb and I have mining. And it's like a decent chunk of experience to gather these nodes. Plus they do sell for something. But sometimes I feel like I'm slowing down too much if I stop to get everything. So I try and get stuff if I'm like walking distance to it. But eventually I just kind of run out of steam and ooh, that's a rare. We're gonna kill that. Rares are good XP and the rare chests are good XP. So we're gonna hop, skip, pop down here. Maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Retail Hunter is much more fast-paced than Classic Hunter, as you might expect. I got some superior gloves at the Quick Blade. Maybe I just need to spend more time on it. Maybe it's just a lack of modern familiarity that's making me not identify with it as much. I think having like only the one set of hunter pets will also help too. Have you seen the stuff going on with the new Warden set? I have not. What's going on? I do not have the Divine Kiss of Inari either. I never did that. It's something I kind of figured I might try and scrape out like late Dragonflight. I guess we are in late Dragonflight. If I ever get bored with just leveling ults and doing season 3 stuff on them, then maybe. Have you leveled a Disc Priest before? No. Never. I am, with no justification at all, a Discipline Priest hater. There's nothing wrong with them. In fact, I think they're quite good and fun and people like them. I'm just a holy babe. Retail Hunter sounds like a Discovery Network show. It's about shopping addiction. I couldn't think of anything else to say. It's not even a joke. Changes color depending on if it's day or night. Oh, that's cool. That's a really neat effect. It would match the that training post mount, the cat, that also changes color depending on day or night. It's got like a solar and a lunar version. So I don't actually need these raptors. I was over here for the panthers. That's right. How do you bounce back into playing WoW instead of getting bored with it? Need something to get me back into it. My question would be, why is it important for you to get back into it? What is missing from your life that WoW is going to give you that you need, I think. And this is like, it's you don't have to tell the stream chat. It's just kind of a personal thing to wonder about. because the main thing with games is for them to be like fun and relaxing and an escape. And if they're not performing that function fairly easily, then there might be something else that is more fulfilling for you. Sometimes it's just time. I'm a lifelong WoW addict, but like, you know, not everybody needs to be. I see so many people using that Dream Surge mount. My Vesper's using it too. Really? I picked it because it has a 0.18% ownership rate. It has like 1/5%. Like, not very many people have it. At least according to the Rarity Rater data. Maybe they haven't updated it. Made a lot of friends and I played. It was fun. Playing so long, everything seems kind of blah right now. You might just need a different game or a different hobby or a break. Like if it's boring because you played a lot of it, playing more of it's probably not going to make it less boring. And also I should say I don't know anything. I'm not an anything. I'm just a person. If playing it is overwhelming, then I've found a lot of value in kind of narrowing down my scope of goals and just picking one thing to do and focusing on that and not worrying about anything else. I find that the game can get kind of tiring if I feel like I have to do a bunch of things in a week. So I give myself a lot of leeway to kind of pick up and put down goals as often as I want without feeling bad about it, because that's what it takes to keep the game fresh for me. But different strokes. Shadow Maw Panthers. Oh, these are stealth, so if I run on the ground, I should be able to catch them out. I also have Flare, and it didn't help me in the slightest when I was trying to do the last stealth Panther quest. There's another one. I was not very. Oh, well, you just trip on them. It works too. I've seen everyone who owns it then. Okay. What else did I get up to on my days off? I made a big batch of cookies for Moosey, which doesn't sound that hard, but I've been like just struggling to like get up out of bed. So, and baking has kind of felt like too much for a bit, just because it involves, I don't know, remembering things or organizing things or dishes or, you know. But he was out of these cookies, and he loves these cookies. And I wanted something that was like pretty good that I could use with him as like a higher value treat for when we're doing recall training, because that's my main focus right now. And yeah, I sat down and I made a big batch of them, so he's restocked. He likes. We're in an era where we're experimenting with different places to practice recall training on like a short leash or on a long leash, because our off leash recall is not so good, especially if there's like dogs around, and I want to work on that and fix it basically before I let him off leash again. Meters? Moltres? Oh, the meters. Middle one, I would think. For some reason, the first one just makes me think of like distance, and then the third one's a Pokemon. Seasonal depression's real. Don't do too many different things lately. It's so funny how like your mood can be affected by so many things. Some of them are like based on your life and your patterns and your habits, and some of them are just like things like the season or like your body and your hormones. Like, it's insane to me. And I have one of those bodies that just like doesn't like you. I'm sure we all know people like this, where it's just like there's something and it's always something, and it's like, well, you know, if your uterus could leave your body and strangle you to death, it would probably choose to do that. And it's trying its very best to do that from the inside. So like, and it's crazy how that can like, how all of like those hormones can just completely change like your personality basically. It's mad, because that's the sort of thing that you think is like intrinsic to you and your soul and your cosmic being. And then it's like, nah, you're just kind of like, you're just having a bad week, and I can tell why. Shadow Maw Panthers, not finding them so good. So it's not that I don't have changes I need to make in my life or things I need to work on, but I tend to end up extra in crisis about it whenever there's like a confluence of factors that make it worse. I want... Kitty cat, how you doing? Shadow Maw Panthers. This quest sucks. This quest is really slowing down my groove. There's, I think, another... Yeah, there's more areas where you can find them. I'm gonna go head up and try those ones. I feel like someone lied to me about hormones only being an issue when you're a teenager. Yeah, I understand. It's different for different people. And they're especially an issue when you're a teenager. But there's lots of phases of life and types of bodies that can just deck you. And then, you know, I'm only 31, so I've got menopause to look forward to one day. Oy, I want... Oh, I found one. I needed one of those. But anyways, what have you guys been up to? What else do I have that's cheerier? I made a banana sign. Not played retail since Dragonflight. Enjoyed it. Got burned out. Is the new season worth resubbing? I'm having a wonderful amount of fun with it. I'm having a ton of fun with the new season. It's not that different from the first season. So if you're looking for something that's not the same, you may be disappointed. But if you're just looking for, again, but with different raids and dungeons, then you will have a wonderful time. I made a banana sign. I have this toxic trait of buying bananas and then really mostly preferring them when they're almost underripe. Like there's a specific window of ripeness where I really like them. And then once they're kind of overripe, I'm not having fun anymore. I don't like the flavor of overripe bananas. So all of the usual solutions of make banana bread. Banana bread tastes like overripe bananas, which is wonderful for a lot of people, and they can keep it. And so my toxic trait is buying the bananas and then having them on the counter, and then they get to the perfect stage of ripeness. And I'm like, yes, they're perfect. I must save them. Like it makes no sense. It's bonkers. You could describe it as bananas, but like I will not eat them until it's well past. And then I'm like, oh no, I missed my window. I'm a failure at everything. You know, you catastrophize. So I'm working on this. I bought another bunch of bananas because you always got to give yourself another banana chance. Also because bananas are the one food that's like affordable. And I used the crayons to make myself a banana sign that proclaims to me that I must eat my bananas. There's a big picture of a banana, some big letters. Eat your bananas, just do it. And it works. I only have... Oh no, I finished that whole bunch of bananas actually. I ate them all. 2 of them went in smoothies, 1 of them went in cereal, another one went half on a waffle and then half just eaten, and then also the dog got a little piece of it because he likes banana. Bananas make me cough. You're saying banana bread is bananas? Banana bread is just a thing that's not my favorite, which is okay. It is for other people that enjoy banana bread. And I feel like if I was going to like banana bread, I would have done it by now, because my mom makes one that I think is arguably really good. It's got like chocolate chips. It would be just like, you know, like warm and soft out of the oven. She would like wrap up slices of it for us to take to school on our lunches. If I was ever going to like it, it would have been then. I've been into making the best fried rice I can lately. Oh, there's a project. Naters. Hey, how's life? Hi. It's okay. I can't complain. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't. I want one more panther, and then we can do better quests. Are you looking to get down, kitty cat? Let me help you. I know. There you go. See you later. I did some Christmas shopping for the fur balls, and you have to resist the temptation to fly around the area looking for the mobs because they're stealthed. So they pretty much will only come find you if you... Oh, I found one! If you're on the ground. Have you ever made blueberry lemon bread? My favorite. I have not. I have not. I think I'm just an old crone and meat and stinky, and I just don't I don't really do sweet breads, like sweet soft breads. I just want them to make up their mind. Are you cake? Are you bread? So for good for people. Nice to have over if you're having company for tea. Not so much for me. If I had to pick one that I was going to say that I like, I would say lemon poppy seed loaf. can be pretty good. I can mess with a lemon poppy seed loaf. But even that I haven't done in a long time. Reminds me I have to buy my present for my Secret Santa. I think I'm pretty much, and mind you, it helps a lot that I'm shopping for like 1, 2, 3, 4 people, or like groups of people, because you can kind of get couple gifts. But and then I guess my pets. But I am done. I did it. I sat down, I made a list, I ordered some stuff, I went to a store, I bought a couple things. And bada bing, bada boom. Speaking of the furballs, I got Kitty a couple of toys. It's a bit silly because she can't see them, so she doesn't usually play with much these days. But like, I got her some crinkly ones that maybe if I crinkle them enough for her, she might have some fun with, because it's Christmas time and Kitty cat needs toys. Have you made focaccia before? Yes, I love focaccia. My version of focaccia is a little bit less. I don't use as much oil, and it's basically just like a rosemary garlic herb bread. It's that has like an olive oil for the fat base of it. It's not like a true focaccia, but it's yummy. I can only freeze either the Dracazette or the Garlock pet. Which one do I choose? You gotta see which one speaks to you. I like Garlock though. Garlock is very unique. Dracazette has like another version of it. There's a white color of that mummy, whereas Garlock is the only one of his name. He's the only one of his kind. Okie dokie. What I have not done is I have not wrapped my gifts, which is always a bit of a production with me. It's not even that I'm not, like, you know what I need to do again this year? And I did this a couple years ago and it worked really well, is I just like sat down and I took a deep breath and I took some time. I wasn't in a big hurry. I watched some YouTube videos about how to nicely wrap presents, because there's YouTube videos for everything. I watched some videos and I tried my best and they looked fine. It's just because normally I'm wrapping presents while I'm also like drinking tea and listening to music and like having a conversation and late for something and like wearing one sock. And I've like taped 2 of my fingers together and then I go, and then I like wrap the whole thing in tape until it becomes like a soccer ball. It's like, the problem is not that I can't do it. The problem is that I don't do it. So I probably, if I want them to look nice, should just take my time or just give up and get gift bags. But I don't know. They seem harder to recycle. I played a little bit of SOD. I played a couple days of it. I didn't stick with it. We did find the bear den though. I did play one more time off stream and we found the bear den. I won't spoil it, but I will say I was kind of mad. Keep hunter tracking. Track hidden active at all times. Oh. Good thinking, good thinking. Yeah, I'm not leveling in war mode either. I'm not leveling war mode, and I certainly don't have a BFA XP pot. But I have a Darkmoon Fair buff and anniversary. That's pretty good for me. Bear had a disappointing den. I was disappointed by the den of the bear, but we managed to find it without looking it up, which was the main thing. It gave me flanking strike, which was like a melee thing, which I didn't end up using very much. I need to go in the house, I believe. Middle school math teacher got her son snowboard. Instead of wrapping it, she put it in the truck, locked the truck, put the keys in a puzzle box for her to figure out. See, if that happened to me and I was in middle school, I would like open the puzzle, get the keys, and be like, oh my goodness, you're giving me this vehicle? Thank you so much. No backseats. Never mind being 12 and you can't drive. I can't open that cage yet. That's a later me thing. Prison records are usually by the campfire, I think. I thought I looted them. I did not loot them. Oh no, that's the box. Okay. Jungle remedies. We just want lots and lots of mobs. So let's just kind of anger a bunch of stuff here. And then, they do drink health pots, but it's kind of a negligible difference. I kind of like like their transmog. They're wearing green. They're coordinated. You know? They've got like team Curzon uniforms. Don't wrap the gifts, just put them in a vehicle. Do you guys, if you get gifts for your pets, here's an extra question. If you get gifts for your pets, do you wrap your gifts for the pets? And if so, do you let the pets unwrap them, or is it mostly just so they look nice in your house and you feel cute for doing it? I've come to realize that many things that I do for my pets are things that I'm doing for myself with the excuse of having a pet in the vicinity. But like, it's for me, you know? Half the things I say to my dog, he's not meant to understand. I'm just talking just to talk, and for me. No, the dogs try to eat the paper. I have a stocking for each pet that I fill. Try to let them unwrap it. I once knew a dog that got wrapped gifts, and they taught her to unwrap them, and it was like super cute. But then she started unwrapping everybody else's gifts because she couldn't distinguish between gifts that were for her and gifts that were not for her. And then they had to like hide the rest of the presents for the rest of the life of the pet. 100% our pets unwrap. They love it. Open them while I hype them up. Sounds fun to try to see if the kitty wants to try to open it. I think if it had a food smell in it, they probably would. Or like I don't know, something that's super attractive to them. I feel like otherwise your cat might just be like, so, what? What do you want me to do about it? Open your own packages. Maybe they could make edible paper. Oh, stocking over the fireplace. I thought about doing stockings for them, but, and this is going to sound maybe a bit cheap of me. I just didn't want to feel pressured to get them enough stuff to fill a stocking. I got 2 toys for Moose, and then I was going to get him special treats, but he kind of gets special treats all the time. He has like a ton of different treats and chews and stuff. Maybe I'll get him like an extra special chew or something, I guess. But like, and I guess I could have put those things in a stocking. Maybe in future years. I think I just wanted to stop spending money. And then Katie has a couple of little things, but they're really mostly just to make me feel better. I don't think she's going to care. All Kitty wants in life is the occasional snuggle and nap, and then like her routine and like her, you know, food and stuff. She just wants to be warm and cuddle. That's like mainly it. And she wants to hang out. You know, she doesn't like it if I'm not home very much. She will sulk and she will tell me all about it. She doesn't need a lot from me when I'm here. She just wants to like hang out with me. It's very cute. Crystal spine, basilisk blood. Yeah. Spend a couple talent points. I'm just kind of YOLOing my spec. Especially this stuff. A lot of this stuff doesn't seem to really do very much extra damage. I got some movement speed. Oh, there's some crit strike down there. I need another point up here, though. I guess I'll grab that. And then there's a lot of things that are good over here. I suppose I need Thrill of the Hunt. It's probably pretty important. Only the gift smelling like dog treats is for the doggo. Doggo understands. I even had stockings for my guinea pigs and hedgehog when we had them. Target had tiny little ones. That is so precious I might die. Oh. Advent calendar after morning walks. He knows he gets some treats from the calendar. It's so cute. Oh, that's really sweet. I need to finish decorating my Christmas tree. I like put up the tree in a fit of holiday spirit. And I like took out, you know, like the star that goes on top of it and like a handful of ornaments, and then did like put like lights on it and a big ribbon. And then I just like stopped. Like I had to go do keys or something. Like I had to go raid, or I don't know. I was late for some kind of a WoW thing because that's most of my obligations. And then I didn't finish it. And that was like weeks ago. And I haven't finished it. And like the ornaments are still in like a shopping bag sitting on a chair in my living room, like 2 steps from the tree. I just need to like make some time for it. It's a tough thing to do sometimes. Otherwise, I'm just going to finish the entire season. Because, you know, the tree looks fine. It's just it's just missing most of its ornaments. I put up like 5 ornaments. There's 1 large Christmas ball on there and like none of the rest of the Christmas balls. So you've adopted the Norwegian tradition of decorating the tree on the 23rd. I like to put up my tree early because I like to take down my tree early. I don't know why this is in character for me, because you'd think that I'd be the kind of person that leaves it up until March. But I get rid of my tree on like the 27th. I think I've done it on the 26th before. It's not common that I leave it up until New Year's, although I suppose I could. And I really like Christmas decorations, so I want time to enjoy them. So I have a tendency to put them up early just so I can have some more time with them and feel done with them by then. But after Christmas is over, I don't want to... I'm moving on. I'm cutting my attachment. I'm bunking down for January. I don't hate Christmas. I like Christmas up until Christmas. Once Christmas has happened, Christmas is over. It is in the past. We're moving on. Boxing Day, when the tree goes back in the box. Yeah. I just don't want to leave my tree up until it becomes another symbol of things that I haven't done. I have a lot of things in my life that are things that I haven't done. And they tend to take on this, like, emotional aura of, like, ugh. And I don't want to feel that way about the Christmas stuff. So I try to put it away while the feelings are still good, so that I can have some good feelings next year. Keep our tree up until after New Year's. I think a lot of people do keep their tree up until after New Year's, even if they put it up in, like, October. Oh, okay, October's a bit deranged, but, like, you know, if they put it up in November or December. There was years we left the tree up year-round, just decorated it for other holidays. I know people that do that with their lights, especially if they have outdoor lights that are pretty durable and are, like, a real pain to get up or down. People that just leave the lights up and only turn them on in the holidays. But aside from wrapping a string around a balcony railing, I haven't really been able to do any outdoor decorating. Oh, you know what I did get, though? I guess I could do this on stream. I picked up a new string of lights for my office, because the ones I used last year are burned out. And my backup string burned out, or failed. I don't know, they were really cheap. I'm not going to worry about it. So I got another set of equally cheap string lights, but that are, you know, holiday ones. And I thought I would put those up in my office. So, am I going to do that today? No, I'm leveling. I'm leveling. Most Norwegian households still use actual trees. Have to kind of throw them out after a couple of weeks. Yeah, the real versus fake tree thing gets quite heated in some places. People really take sides. Hyper realistic fake tree. Answering questions about our 4th of July pine tree was annoying. Yeah, secret to that is just never let anybody in the house just hole up and be a hermit. Big game hunter. Yeah, we're gonna pick that up. So we're catching up here. Let's get another one of those. I don't know about Dire Beast. Eventually, when I get to 70, I'll just grab the Wowhead builds and use those. Oh, I didn't pick up a bunch of quests. Oops. I thought for sure that my puppy would rip, tear, destroy in regards to the tree. I thought having a tree, even a fake tree, indoors was going to be way too much for him, because he is a beaver with sticks. He likes sticks. He likes to chew them. He likes to snap them. He likes to crunch them. He likes to rip them apart. It's a great joy in his life. And I thought for sure that just like bringing a fake tree into the house was just asking for it. Especially because there's a tree skirt as well, which is kind of like a blanket. And he also enjoys mutilating blankets. But he more or less leaves it alone. Even the other day, he got one of his balls like underneath the tree skirt, and he was kind of like nosing around, rooting around for it. But he was like really gentle with the whole thing. He hasn't knocked over the tree at all. And for like a 50-pound, 6-month-old dog, I feel like that's kind of a miracle. I'm pretty happy. He's planning his attack. He could be planning his attack. I'm gonna find like blueprints. Stick obsessed German Shepherd, never bothered our tree, pretty respectful. Yeah. I have kind of a soft spot in my heart for like cheap, bad looking fake Christmas trees, because that's what we had growing up and I kind of love it. Plus, you know, like if it like loses a couple needles or it you know, you don't fluff it out all the way. It's like, it still looks like Christmas. We've never had a real tree in the house when I was a kid, or at least not when I was old enough to remember. So I never like associated the tree smell with Christmas. I understand why it would be nice, but like it never got coded into my brain. And it works out for me now because I think I just spent like $50 at Canadian Tire last year to get a tree that's going to be presumably my tree for ever. And I think, I don't know. The thing I like about it is that it's mine, and it's got my ornaments on it, and it's gonna have the presents for my people underneath it, and it's in my living room, and it's got lights on it. The lights are very important. You gotta have, I mean, you don't gotta do anything. You gotta live your life, but I gotta have lights. Lights are my favorite part of the holiday season. I love walking around in the darkness, so like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I love walking around when it's pitch black outside and enjoying people that have decorated their homes and yards and balconies and everything with holiday lights. It's just gorgeous. And it makes me happy every year. Color lights or warm lights? I'm partial to, if it's on my own tree, I'm partial to multicolor. Again, because I think that's what I had growing up. Warm string lights just kind of remind me of like a 22-year-old with a Pinterest bedroom. Which is nothing wrong with that. I think it's a super cute bedroom, but it doesn't really scream Christmas to me. But then for like outdoors, I like it when people use lots of different kinds of lights on different like plants and parts of their house and stuff, you know. I like the combos. We had to buy all new lights. It sucks we only get 1 year out of a set of lights. Yeah, and I noticed that they suspiciously have a 1-year warranty. There's probably some company that like has committed to making good quality Christmas lights, but they're not the ones that I see at my store. I also had to, I mean, one of my sets still worked, but most of them did not. Love the old school multicolor lights too. Cats only climbed the tree in the first year. I need Chief Gowlus, who Esquivel spawns here, so I can just kind of wait for him. I had the same string of lights for decades, and now they have to be replaced annually. That sells replacement bulbs. They often come with replacement bulbs, but that doesn't help you when the whole string's dead. Like, if it's just 1 or 2 lights, or like it's half the string and you just need to replace the one light that's like the problem, that's fine. But like when the entire string is just like, nope, not doing it. You're like, but why? Nothing happened. I have already had my breakdown over this subject like 5 years ago. I was like, no, it can't possibly be the case. Nothing happened to these. I'm going to fix it. And that's when I got like my voltage meter so I could like track down where the electricity was in the string. And I think I managed to repair like 1 string of lights. And then I like ran out of the bulbs that came with them and I lost interest. Mini battery compartments, some, not most. Sometimes they have, no, I'm not going to keep talking. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth, but it's not going to be anything related to life. Don't know. They have a little window, and it's for something that I don't understand. My understanding of electricity is don't touch it, and it flows downwards. And I learned from Pokemon that if you hold a Pikachu wearing rubber gloves, it's not going to shock you. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the gross thing is that it's cheap enough to replace them. I got like a big string of lights for here for like $12, which it's not a lot of things you can buy in Canada for $12. What I probably should do is, well, yeah, like the nicer, more expensive ones that don't completely fail when one bulb goes would probably be a better choice and a better investment. And plus it's less waste. I hate throwing stuff out. But, you know, the part of your brain says, well, wouldn't it like extra suck if you spent more money for nicer ones and they still broke? Because, you know, I'm not going to take them to a shop. That's not me. Yeah, it might be a fuse, but like, if you ask me what a fuse is, I could make some stuff up. My main understanding of it is as it relates to cartoon bombs. And I don't think lights are supposed to explode. Yeah, sometimes I know they come with extra fuses. And again, I don't know what a fuse is or for. Well, I've been getting some greens. Are any of these valuable? Sometimes you get like a really juicy green, and I've just been sending them to Flabby to sell because he'll actually post them and I won't. Did I get everything I wanted to do here? I need, yeah, I did actually. We can get out of this cave. I was hoping you'd say cartoon bombs. I had a game on my computer that was called, oh, what was it called? I'm going the wrong way. It was by a game production company called Funny Bone, which is no longer, they're defunct now. It's abandoned. They're gone. It's abandonware basically. The game name had something to do with Toon, and it involved like a lot of mini games that were all kind of like ripoffs of other popular games. So there was like a Mortal Kombat ripoff called Cartoon Combat that you would play. And there was like a cast of like cartoon characters. And anyway, it took place in New York. There was a lot of stereotypes. There was like anvils and cartoon bombs, and I'm never leaving this cave alive. It's too vertical. Stay tuned. That was it. And I've had to resort to, whenever I feel nostalgic for this, watching YouTube playthroughs of it, because I have never been able to make it work on a modern Windows system. Even if you can find a download for the software itself, I've never been able to get it to actually function. But there's YouTube playthroughs of it, and sometimes I'll put those on and I'll be like, yeah, that thing, because I played that a lot when I was little. Gotta have an add-on that tells you if you're worth anything, though. Yeah, I've got TSM set up, so I can see. I just can't. I don't have the patience to post things. Flabby actually posts auctions. I post them once, and then I go, well, nobody wanted it, and I vendor it. So I'm not the right person to post valuable Transmog. I'm gonna hearth, because I think that's genuinely gonna be faster than running around in this cave trying to find my way out. I've done these quests before, but I'm just like extra lost today. Oh yeah, people buy greens. The trick is, if you want to actually like make gold selling greens, the trick is to have a ton of them, which makes it quite like a project to actually like post and cancel scan stuff. It's I don't know how many auctions Flabby has posted for sale at any given time, but my feeling is that it's a lot. He seems to spend a great deal of time doing auctions, so it's definitely a time investment. I'm not going to bother with that. Yeah, I'll vendor that for or I'll try and sell that for a couple gold. I just got to make sure that stuff's not going to be an upgrade for you. Don't need that. Yeah, I'll sell that for a couple gold. My threshold for sending here to Flabby to sell is 10k. If it's not worth 10k or more, I don't bother. And then if it's not worth like 500 or more, I don't bother. And when it is worth 500, I sell it for 50 because I just want to get rid of it. So let's say this thing, let's say 85. Yeah, and then this one for like 62. Yeah, there, that's good. Spider silk actually sells. People buy that. I've been doing good on that. And then maybe like some of this and a little bit of this. The herbs in the ore are good. The cloth is basically vendor trash. I don't know why people buy King's Blood, but they do. And then, oh, somebody wants that silver for sure. 38 per. We can just get rid of this. But it's a lot easier to just kind of post things when you can. I mean, I know I'm right next to an auctionist, but when you can just kind of grab an auction estimate. Would you take me 25 copper just to send me a little bit south? Posted things for 1 copper just to get rid of it. Did Flabby hit 25? I don't know. I know he was playing a warlock. He rolled a gnome warlock that he was playing on Season of Discovery. I think that it's hard for a lot of us to stay invested in it because of the overlap with the WoW season. There's just, it's kind of tough. At least maybe other people have a different experience, but I have a hard time staying with it when it's like, well, I want to do keys, but I want to do this, but I want to level this new hunter project, but then it's like raid night, and I like classic, but last time I got super into classic with hardcore, I was barely playing retail. I just can't do both at once. I have to shift back and forth between them. and the pull of retail was too strong this time. Even though Season of Discovery was super fun, my main hope is that when oh, you know what? I may as well just like re-up my buff here. I may as well just it's only 20 minutes left, and like the staging area is right here. Main hope is that when Solo Self-Found comes out, WoW is like boring. I need there to be nothing much going on in retail when they do SSF so that I can get super into it, because I really want to play it. But if it's on top of something, and I think it'll be fine. 0.5 patches don't usually grab me too much. It's just like the launch of the new raid and the new season that really got me. So as long as there's not one of those, I'll probably be okay. If I had a gold for every time my AD key failed at the very last boss, I'd be very rich. It's spicy now that you can't kick that cast anymore. And it's just one of those like chaos bosses where everybody's just running. I still actually prefer the last boss of AD to the first boss, because unless somebody can cheese it, that dinosaur eats me for breakfast 10 days out of 10. I'm just not good at running away. Like, I know I can't run on the bones, so I go around the bones. And I use my angelic feathers, so I have my measly little sprint. And it's not enough. Like, he catches me and he eats me and I die. Every single time, unless somebody can, like, bop me or something. Or, like, shadow meld to, like, do the thing. Every time. So, like, I think what I need to do, if I'm going to do any more of those, I have a portal for AD, so I could just swear off them for life, I suppose. But I need to, like, pre-move in case it's me. But the problem with getting too far away is that, you know, you're far away, and if you don't remember to move back in time, people are going to line of sight you when they're line of sighting the fear, and then you're not, you know, it's going to be a problem. You can't get too far from the tank because they're going to get eaten by those serrated teeth. But I think pre-moving is probably the move, because moving at the time, I just can't. I've tried. It doesn't work for me. You can use an invis potion. Oh. Very far away from the dino last night. Still got bored. So I'm happy on Night Elf. I could shadow meld it the first time. Yeah, I was playing with a group full of Night Elves / mages / paladins that all had like a bunch of stops for it. So they don't have to run. And I just get two in my head. It's bad enough that I get eaten, but I like imagine judgment where it probably doesn't even exist. And, but I got a bop last night, so it was okay. The other boss that was giving me trouble yesterday was in Everbloom, the mage boss. That's spicy healing on a high key. 20 tyrannical Everbloom on the mage boss is like really hard. I found that if I did not have like 2 Serenities, 2 of the big blue heals to dump into myself, I would die. I could do 1 Serenity and a health pot and I would die. Like on the fire thing, if we didn't have like an external, like a mage barrier or something. It's so much damage. Plus you're moving because you can't get clipped by the other mechanic that's happening at the same time as fire. Plus everybody else is also dying. And if you've used your cooldowns and you don't have 2 Serenities up, like I'm just dead. I was getting a little bit, frustrated yesterday because I mean, it's a 20 tyrannical. Of course it's going to hurt, but like, ow, excuse me. One of the hardest bosses at the moment, I'd say. The other 2 bosses felt much more healable. Like the last boss, as long as everybody's like vaguely within a Sanctify range, then the shockwaves you can keep up with. And then the council boss is also a lot of damage in moving, but as long as people are doing it correctly and they're not like lingering in the stuff and they've got the interrupts all sorted, that's fine too. I can deal with that fight. It's big HPS, but that's okay. But like, man, I started doing a little bit. I just start healing myself first because everybody else seems to have better defenses than me. I pop like Fade for 10% damage reduction. And then I guess I started sanctifying myself. But like the problem I made, I think, was I was running and not spamming instant heals on myself. And you just can't, you don't have any time to do that. You have to have huge heals for yourself. Or like, you know, like a Warlock thing, or like a Zephyr, or the Mass Barrier. Like a cooldown certainly makes it doable, but you don't have cooldowns up for all of them. So the water elemental bracers. I usually start this quest line, and then as soon as they actually kidnap the adorable baby raptor, I give up on it because the vehicle section of the quest line is not very efficient. And by that I mean it's hard and I'm not good at it. It's not fast. If I set my mind to do it and I'm like, you know what, I'm rescuing this baby no matter what, which sometimes I feel like because it's a cute raptor, I'm gonna be there all day. So we just have to. Sometimes I stop questing before I get to the point where they kidnap him, because I'm like, I don't want them to kidnap him. It's like the monster at the end of this book. If you don't keep reading, then the bad thing won't happen, and then you don't have to feel bad for leaving it in the middle of the story. But I'm not getting him back. I have that pet already. I don't need to. We're good. Cakewalk to the last boss, then it's a nightmare, but that's just my arachnophobia talking. That boss would be not very kind to arachnophobia. I think I frustrate people on that boss because I have a tendency to like hang out near spiders, and I'm like, well, as long as I'm close to them, if they don't hit me, it's fine. But like they're more likely to just hit you if you're close to them. But like for some reason, I don't know. I think I understand that fight, but I don't like understand it in my bones. My muscle memory doesn't understand it the way that my brain does. So like I feel like I end up making kind of strange positioning choices on it. I can kind of get away with, but like they get other people killed. I need to watch other groups do it so I can see where their healers stand, because I'm pretty sure that I'm standing all kinds of weird places in that fight. Okay. I'm quite pleased with this progress. We're up to 48. We're going on 49. 50 to 60 does slow down a little bit, but we were, you know, it's only 10 o'clock. I've only been live for an hour, although I have been live for an hour. I guess I did look a little bit of a character tour before I got started. I just want to level today. I just want to like slam levels. Love playing Rescue Druid, can move around constantly. After my hunter has done her criteria, which is going to be, again, clearing the normal raid, and then probably not Keystone Master, probably Keystone Explorer again, like a 1k rating, say. My next project is a Resto Druid, and maybe I'll try to get KSM on that, because that sounds really fun. I'm going to do probably the Troll, again, because my existing level 70 Druids aren't good enough or something. And then if I finish that, I want to do another thing. Then maybe it'll be back to the randomizer. But I want to do this hunter first. I'm excited about it. I like having a Kira Grey Tiger. I can't believe I've never followed through on that before. I think the ideas come up, but I just like never did it. Oh man, running specific dungeons for gear is just a mess. That's the experience that I've seen break people in this game more than almost anything else. Because sometimes you just do the dungeon like 17 times and it just doesn't drop. Like your odds just aren't that good. So you just keep doing it over and over and over again. And the upswing is that you get really good at the dungeon. And the downswing is that you start seeing it in your dreams. And it just follows you around in your psyche. Where is the Moose Wolf? He's in Dragonflight. I decided to do the tan and black Bakar because that had the closest. I mean, none of the dogs look like Moose, but that looked the most like Moose. It doesn't look like Moose, but you know. I decided to do a Bakar for it, and I need to get to Dragonflight for that. Nightmares about the other side during Shadowlands and took a season off because of it. Don't you mean you see it in your nightmare? I suppose so. I feel like everybody's going to have their own like distinctions, and language is flexible and doesn't mean anything. For me, I feel like I have a lot of dreams, and some of them are like weird and spooky. But a dream has to be like really, really bad for me to call it a nightmare. Like it needs to be kind of like a wake up screaming situation, which I guess is like a night terror. But because usually like you can have these dreams that are like sort of spooky and unsettling. and like creepy, but you know, you're not like that distressed about it. It's just kind of like, oh, don't know about that. Oh, there was a really weird one. I only remember the first half of it. The second half is where all the weird stuff happened. Yeah, I don't know. It's gone. Made a new class for break to get some variety. Don't consider most of them nightmares. The other side ones, those were nightmares. That last boss, man. Oh, cute. Bunch of quests to turn in. Apparently, I'm told, the technical definition of a nightmare is any dream that is super vivid as though you're awake. Are some dreams not vivid? I don't know if I've ever had a dream that like fell on one or the other side of that line. But I guess I just don't have a lot of use for a technical definition. How did I discover that there's an achievement called Arcasia? How did you discover that? That's probably pretty deep, and that's a bit of a deep cut in the achievement tab. There we go. There's level 49. Grab another point of something or another. I don't know. That one. And then let's get, maybe... I'm, like, setting up all these beast cleave points, but, like, I'm not doing dungeons, so I'm not beast cleaving. It's kind of a waste of time. Don't you always dream? It's whether or not you remember it. I remember them every night. But I wonder if that's because I'm waking up. I wake up a couple times in the night. That might be why. Because I feel like I typically will remember a dream if I'm like, if I like kind of rouse out of sleep while I'm dreaming. That's usually when I remember them. And I'll have like a bunch of those every night. How does raid loot work in retail? What is the best comp if you want loot? Do I want to have other major clothies for increased drop, or is it only more to roll against? Currently, it's more to roll against. The same loot will drop regardless of who's in the group. Sometimes things will drop for people that aren't even there. You'll get a, you know, like a glaive drop, and there's no demon hunter at all. So if you want to optimize your chances, then you would want to look for groups that have like minimal clothies, or what most people do. Actually, I don't know what most people do. But what some people will do is they'll try to find groups that have as few people as possible on their tier token if they're doing that raid for chances at tier. Now, it's a little extra. And if you're raiding with the same group of people, everybody's going to get their gear eventually because you're just going to raid long enough that enough things will drop for everybody. Plus, you can kind of patch holes with like your Vault and Mythic Plus gear and whatnot. It's not something I've usually worried about too much, but yeah, if you do want to min-max it, then you would want to specifically seek out groups that don't have a lot of people on your armor type / token. Give the claim to the warrior. It used to be different. Back when it was personal loot, the loot would adapt to the group comp. So if you had a group that had a lot of clothies, more cloth would drop, but that is no longer the case. Since they went back to group loot instead of personal loot, the loot now drops the same regardless of who's there. We had one tier where we didn't have any hunter, and we just got bows. We just got bows for days. I am getting... Oh yeah, we're killing the trolls. That's right. Legos personal loot if that's what you're after. One time I joined raid with Hazel and she kicked me because we were both cloth. Put up a Reddit post. I'm 89% sure that's a joke, but if it's not, there's a chance that somebody's pretending to be me. So the thingies... Oh yeah, you gotta have your little raptor out so he can give you the stuff. He just kind of runs around and loots it for you. Yeah, no, it's a joke. It was just silly. Warriors can learn anything but wands. Wands and... Are you sure they can learn glaives? I thought they couldn't learn glaives. In War Within, anybody can learn anything, apparently. But, like, not yet. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't run raids is because sometimes the reality of running a raid is that you need to remove people. Or, like, have hard conversations with people about when to sit them. And I am not the right person for that. And by that, I mean I don't wanna. Sometimes leaders need to have hard conversations, and I can barely have good conversations, so. A bunch of us got an achievement for using a Vantis rune and a boss 4 weeks in a row. The thing was, the announcement popped immediately. I'm pulling for rack, which was distracting. I didn't know that was even an achievement. It's funny. Just imagine the whole Discord of people. Whoa! What did we do? The quests I've been doing on this hunter has been kind of a funny pattern for me. I did I basically was like finishing zones. I did all of the quests in Elwyn, and then I did most of them in Westfall. Did I do everything in Redridge? I did the whole John J. Keishan line in Redridge, which is a pretty big one, because I wanted this bow. This bow mog that I have is actually Keishan's bow, because I discovered that I was missing it from my collection. Hi, kitty cat. Welcome back. I keep mounting up, and it's disrupting. It's putting away my lashtail hatchling, so it's not giving me more of these fragments. There we go. I just need to stay on the ground for a second. Gaining an advantage. 5k points in DFA away from being #1 in my realm. Take any easy achieves I can get. Ooh, that's cool. That's like really good. Okay. Trying to restrain my urge to fly away. You know what I should do, actually, is I should put if I find it again, there it is. I should put a marker on my lashtail hatchling so I, like, notice it. You got something for me? Bit of a goofy quest. Oh, that'll do. Why is all the things up? Oh, I just wanted to check and see if there was any things. Evidently gut render zone drop from Mashong Warmongers over there. Potentially not a super high drop rate. Speaking of, in Redridge, there's a whole bunch of zone drops there from some from Gnolls and some from these Blackrock orcs. And I think they, like, somewhat recently, like, patched a bunch of this stuff in. It used to be available, and then they took it out, and then they, like, put it back. So a lot of these things are super valuable because they haven't been around for a long time, and a lot of people never, like, went to farm them after they re-added them because, like, it just kind of passed under the radar. And I was out there, and I get, like, this axe. It's, like, a two-handed axe, and it's upgraded to Epic, which is weird. And it was, I mean, not that weird. It just Warforged or whatever, but, like, it upgraded to Epic. And it was an appearance that I didn't know at all yet. And I'm like, oh, neat. I'm going to learn this one because you always learn the first one. And if I get another one, then I'll sell it. You know, like TSM said it was worth like, I don't know, like 200 or 300k. But I thought, you know what? It's probably not really worth that. And I learn it. And then Flabby like looks it up. And apparently there's, it's like a really like a 0.00x% drop rate. Even now that it's been added back in. And really was that valuable. But you know what? Now I know it. Maybe I'll mog it one day. Who's to say? Transmog for me. But it kind of made me want to stick in that zone and keep grinding mobs while I was leveling to see if I could get anything else to drop. But then I thought, you know what? No, we're leveling. We're speeding. We're trying to get to 70 here. Flabby's my bestie. Flabby's my friend. Green math. By learning that Mog, you've saved yourself 200k. Exactly. I knew you guys would understand. So there's like a rare that can spawn around here in the pool. I should go check for it just to get some experience. I'm not running rare scanner or anything. Is he up? That's an oracle. Hunter, oracle, warrior, hunter, warrior. No, not good. Last chance for Doomwalker. Get it while it's hot. Yeah, the what do they call it? The Azure World Chiller mount. Here, I'll write it for a second. If you don't have this yet and you've got an active WoW sub, kill Doomwalker one time. One time. Get your anniversary mount. Don't forget. It's a shaman main Flabby's who I want to be when I grow up. It's funny. He's got a Demon Hunter alt that he's also been playing in Keys. And he was a bit sad because his Demon Hunters are just good right now. Even though they've been nerfed, they're still pretty good. And his Demon Hunter does more damage than his Shaman does, despite the fact that it has, like, less gear and he's, like, a lifelong... Not a lifelong, but, like, a really experienced Shaman main. Okay. And then this one. This one. This one. Level 51. Yeah. Yeah, fill it in is also Flabby. Why? Phil! You guys ever have guildies that have, like, they've played in your guild for a long time and they, like, have a lot of different characters and they all have different names. And it took you, like, a ridiculous amount of time. Like, I've been in Carbon for probably 10 years. When was WoD? You know, like, it's been a long time. And I was having a conversation with one of our players. And usually when someone, like, has a bunch of different characters with different names, they still have, like, one name that's, like, their handle, and everybody calls them that name just, like, regardless of which character they're on. And sometimes it's their first name, and sometimes it's just a handle. But, like, for whatever reason, in this one instance, like, the thing that people call this person really depends on who you're talking to or what character they've been playing. And I did not realize, especially because they don't talk in voice all that much during Raid. Or, like, really ever during Raid. Like, you'd have to be in a much smaller group to ever hear them. I did not realize for, like, 10 years that all of like, I knew that a couple of them belonged to the same person. I did not, there was, like, 2 or 3 other ones that I thought for sure were different people. That were all just different aliases of the same Raider. That I've, like, known for a really long time. But, like, I guess I just don't read the guild notes. I probably should. 4 to 5 nicknames, yeah. Yeah, all my characters have different names, but the thing that I've done is I've just given all of them notes that are something to the effect of Hazel. they're all me. And nobody really expects me to have nobody really calls me by my WoW character names unless it's like a raid thing. Main names next to their alt name in chat. Named several alts after car-related holidays. Honda Days, Toyota Thon Truck Month. That's really bizarrely specific. I love it. Alrighty, we've got trolls. This quest wants me to kill 29 trolls, which is kind of a lot. But lucky for me, I'm awesome. We can do some big pulls. Let's get the end boss first. These things also can drop stuff. I remember farming these trolls for like a piece of green world drop Mog once upon a time. Hello, hello. How are you? All my characters have RP names. Don't think they know that the Priest from Shadowlands and Shaman are both me. There we go. We got the body. So we just need lots of stuff. So like gather up whatever we can. How much can I get away with without dying? Oh, I don't have Bestial Wrath. That's a problem. Okay, alright. That's too much. I found out. I'm riding on the Duskwing Ohuna. I had someone pay the raid leader 15k to kick me because they recognize my ult as someone who out DPS them. I need to make myself harder to recognize. No, you need a better raid leader. It's messed up, man. Oh, and I lost my Darkmoon Fair buff. Oh, I should have bought, well, you know what? I'm just going to finish the quest and then I'll get the buff back before I, turn them in. I should have purchased a hat. Do I have any prize tickets, actually? Yeah, I could have got one Darkmoon hat, and then that would give me, like, one free rebuff. Pug, sadly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I get having feelings about the meters. Like, it's pretty normal, especially if you're invested in meters, to have all kinds of feelings about where you place on them. But when people, like, decide that the only way for them to look good is not to do more damage, but to find ways to take down people doing more damage than them, it's so funny that that's the solution. It's like, you know, are you going to look up a guide or, like, check your logs or spend some time on the target dummies or, like, review your footage and see what you can do to do more damage? No, I'm going to get this guy kicked. That'll work. Like, what are you doing? Oh, dear. Water Goddess, thank you for the 31-month resub. Clip do on exit. People getting kicked from things. Yeah, from like groups. We all give Flabby a hard time because Flabby's like a legend and just does disgusting damage in anything he does. We all good-naturedly bully him. he got a really good trinket. He got a really good trinket from his vault. He got the, oh, what was it? Brand. Cataclysmic Signet brand. And he was showing it to our Mythic Plus group, and they were all like, yeah, you're going to need to delete that. You're not allowed to have that. But, like, no one means it, right? I try and check in with him, like, once a quarter to make sure that he knows that we don't mean it. Sniping friends with mechanic is much more fun, less evil. Uniloony, thank you for the 3-month resub. Bullying out of love and respect. It's like a tough thing with some groups. It kind of depends on how well you know people, and like what the group dynamic is. Because I've been in friend groups, like online friend groups, because it's been a long time since I've made a real life friend. I've been in online friend groups of varying sizes and shapes and compositions, and a lot of them will absolutely trash each other very good-naturedly, and it's a lot of fun, and that's kind of how you communicate. Like, it's just a good time. Everyone can dish it, and everyone can take it, and it's all fine. But I've also been in those same groups where with different, like, personality types, or with people that don't know each other or understand each other as well, or just where, like, the pattern gets kind of out of control. And then, like, one person will end up getting kind of, like, you know, all of a sudden they're not having fun anymore, but, like, they can't really, you know, they don't want to be the person that, you know, is too sensitive or whatever. And then, of course, instead of having a measured conversation about it, it just spirals desperately out of control. You know, I like ribbing people as much as anybody else, but I try and check in once in a while if somebody's been getting a lot of it just to make sure they're still having fun. Oh, I want a scout. And then if people are ribbing me and I find myself getting upset about it, I usually need to self-reflect and find out why I'm being like that, because usually it's a me thing. But social dynamics are hard. And I think it's just because I've been having a hard time lately, so maybe I am a bit more sensitive, but I've been having a lot of second thoughts about, like, what I should or shouldn't say, or, like, that same fear that you kind of get in, like, high school where you're like, oh no, I'm annoying. Oh, I said that thing. Oh no, that didn't land. That was no good. I'm just gonna take a break for a while. I'm gonna let some other people talk. Because I can be kind of impulsive, and I have a bad habit of impulsively like interrupting, which is super rude and not cool. And I try to be aware of that and to work on that and to let other people say things. Or to like second guess, do people actually need to hear about this? You know what? I'm going to sit on this one. But I get excited and I get carried away. Sometimes. But I learned a really important lesson. Not about this, because it's I don't know whether or not I'm actually annoying or I'm just like getting kind of insecure about it. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It comes out to the same thing. If I'm not happy with how I'm interacting, then I can work on that and try to find better ways to you know communicate in a healthy and well-adjusted way. But I watched The Princess Diaries, apparently for the first time. I thought for sure I had seen that movie. I'd never seen this movie. 2001, Anne Hathaway, Disney. You know, San Francisco teenager discovers she's the Princess of Genovia. I had never seen this film before. And in it, they had the Eleanor Roosevelt quote of, "Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission." And you know what? They're right. Can't seem to get on the same conversational page as my guildies in Discord. Always talking at the wrong time. Yeah, it's hard. It's especially hard on Discord because like in person you might have visual cues that somebody is planning to speak or that like you know, people are on a certain, you know, you might have something to indicate what's going on, but like it can be kind of tough sometimes to pick your moment or to find the right time when it's completely guessing. My bad habit that I'm trying to work on is like I'll start to speak at the same time as somebody else and I'll just finish saying it. Like I don't stop and let them go. I used to, and then I used to only do that, and then I've gone the full reverse direction, which is not what I want to do. I need to get better and just wasn't that important. Let it go. I have this fear that I'm going to forget what I was going to say, but the truth is it wasn't that important. I did study Korean for a hot second, but it was Duolingo. They didn't really talk about conversation etiquette. Used to think Princess Diaries and Princess Bride were the same thing, but I love Princess Diaries. It's one heck of a feel-good movie for me. Coke just hit me. Started nursing school. It's my first time in a hospital working with patients. Feel like I know nothing. I imagine that's a very, very common experience for people in that situation. That sounds really tough. Well, I'm certainly not going to Nomeron. What level are we? 52. Oh, I forgot. I was going to go get my buff back. Ugh. Should I get my buff back? Fine. Fine. Oh. Okay. So that is Transmog I haven't learned, actually. So I'm going to send that to a druid. So she can wear it. Get rid of all of this stuff. Okay. I'm going to take a very quick break. BRB. You guys want a Moosey visit? can you come? Moose! Come! Good boy! Can you sit? Good boy! Oh, good boy. Puppy? Good job. Good job. Hi. Oh. You wanna... Where you going? Moosey? Moosey, come here. I closed the door to the cat's room, but he wants to go and see if she dropped any food. Sweetie, I have some snacks for you here. Want a cookie? Would you like a cookie? Moosey! Hi! Can you come in here? Good boy. Can you relax? Relax. Good boy. Cookie. Hi. Good job, buddy. That's me. Oh, I've unplugged the thing. That's me, Pup Pup. That's Mr. Momo. Yeah, he's a big baby. He likes those cookies. They've got pumpkin and a little peanut butter and some oats and like some flax. I don't know why you like them. They're like healthy. They don't have any added sugar at all. Hi, I know you would love to tear that apart. I don't think so. You want to go back to sleep? I kind of interrupted your nap. We'll be back. Okie dokie. I have an earplug. I have... I've discovered the trick to a happy life is to have the heating pad on low and just have it on the floor and put my feet on it while I'm streaming. You like his floppy ears. Every now and then I just have to show up my baby. We do need more emotes. I don't think his ears are going to stand up all the way for all of the time. He can put them all the way up when he's like really, really interested in something. And when he does, he looks insane. Doesn't look rambunctious at all. Propaganda, free moose. I woke him up from his nap. Bad mom. But I think he's going back to sleep. Made a Dark Iron Shadow Priest. Oh. Really enjoyed Shadow Lord Slaghammer from the Zalatath questline. Gosh, Treat Lefty has things to do. Oh, I need to free the cat, actually. Kitty likes to spill her food sometimes a little bit, and Moose likes to hunt down every single last extra. I don't let him like eat from her bowl, but sometimes he finds a piece of cat food somewhere, and that's usually his first stop whenever he comes back here, is to go do his cleanup duty. My Uno girl is my world. She's 4. Oh, look, another talent point. Moosey is my boo-boo. It's funny how Moose has devolved into Moo Moo. Hey, Moo Moo. Yeah, Moosey's sweet with the cat. He's good, but he's quite excited often. And he has a tendency to jump on top of her. He wants to play, but he's learning to be calm. I think it'll be quite a while before we do that on stream, though. Miss Sinai, thank you for the 7-month resub. Yeah, Kitty doesn't mind him as long as he's not jumping on her. Like, they've sniffed noses, and he's given her like a little lick on the face. And they've laid down together in the same bed under supervision, and that's all fine. She doesn't mind him if that's it. She doesn't seem to like it, but like she'll you know, her reaction seems to be in the category of ew, gross, not oh dear Lord, I'm gonna die. But then, you know, when he tries to play, he's pretty big, and she's pretty blind. So like any jumping around is not received very well, and he's learning self-control, but he's a baby and it's hard. And then the problem is that if she decides that she's leaving, like she doesn't like getting jumped on, she's going to run away, he thinks they're playing chase because that's like his favorite game to play. Yeah, there's a portal there at the very end. She pressed down in his back with her paw. Hub brought home Uno. The rest is history. I'm going all the way down. We're at 52, so we've got 8 more levels of this. I'm gonna keep doing Stranglethorn questing for a while. Why am I trying to go through, like, over the tree? There is an enormous tree here, and I'm attempting to go over it. That's not very smart. But I'm starting to get to the point where I'm thinking about leveling somewhere else with shorter travel times. I could do, like, the Dwarven starting area. There's plenty of quests out there. But we only have 8 more to do, and then we're into Dragonflight, which is going to be kind of gross, especially if I don't want to do questing or dungeons, but I kind of don't want to do dungeons. I might just do quests. 3 Stooges have learned that if you're not nice to the cat, get smacked. It's very sweet if they aren't super excited. Aw. Alrighty, there's a thing in here, and there's a thing in here. And we've got 58 minutes left in our buff, and as long as I don't die, we're gonna be good. No, I haven't done any discipline, priest. I'm a holy priest. And I'm inflexible. King's Blood, Steel Bloom. I mean, it's not bad gold. Could be worse. How long does it take you to find a main? Oh, well, I mean, I guess I changed mains, actually. If I was going to check my 2 cents in. I started playing in, like, 2009. And I don't think I found a main until, like, 2014, 13. Like 5 years of like, and within that 5 years, I would have a new quote unquote main every like 2 to 6 months. I think I changed a lot. Thanks for the heads up on the anniversary mount. Oh, by all means, I think chat gave me the heads up on it too. It's can't take all the credit. I'm curious too. How long did it take you guys to like settle on a main from when you started playing? Assuming that you ever did, true. I know a lot of people that raid in my group that have a different main basically every expansion, if not every patch, sometimes between different patches. It's, I think increasingly these days, less common for a person to be like really committed to one class. Like I'm thinking through my friends, and a lot of them I think I could divide into like 2 classes, like they play one class or the other one, and they're always one of those 2. There's only 1 or 2 people that are like this person is a blank. Like, Flabby is a shaman. If he's not in a shaman, he's playing an alt. But it's not as common as I feel like it used to be. Quit in 2016, came back in 2022, level to Warlock. Season 3, I've been playing alts and my main. Easier to pick a main job compared to a main class. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people will stick with one role. They main for 19 years. Holy. I kind of want... I kind of wish I had either done that, or I guess I could start doing it now, you know. My gnome priest, I feel like. If there was ever the one, I feel like she's the one. It's got everything I need. Priest just means you need to play pretty clean. You can't get away with too much. Changing mains was way more of an investment when you had your mounts and such locked to one character. That is true. That's a very, very good point. You used to have to leave behind a lot if you were going to switch mains. And I think that, like, altaholics or people that changed often were less common, and it was, like, more of a thing for them back then. Whereas now, especially with how fast it is to even get your gear caught up, like, it used to be that if you, like, there didn't used to be, like, mid-season gear catch-up, really. Like, nowadays, every time that there's a patch and there's a new bump in gear, there's, like, a new source for, like, starter gear. So, like, if you get a character leveled midway through the expansion or you're switching mains, you've got, like, a pretty clear destination of, you know, go to the new zone, get your new stuff, and then get into the new content. Whereas before, especially if you got late into an expansion, you know, you had to somehow get, you know, you were competing against people that had, like, 3 raids worth of loot. Never thought about a 21:9 monitor. No. No. When you're making content, having a wonky monitor size, or just a wonky display resolution in general, is a bit... yeah, it's a bit tricky, because you're not going to create content in that resolution. Or if you do create content in that resolution, then you're going to alienate all the people using a more standard format. I think if I didn't make content and I was just gaming, I would have very different monitors. I would have potentially ultra wides. I don't know if they would need to be ultra wides, but I would certainly have not 4K, but I would have a higher refresh rate. I would maybe do... Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a screen. It's got the game on it. It works fine. I'm not as picky about my hardware as I used to be. I had a phase of my life where I was very into the hardware, and I was very into optimizing it and making sure I was getting the most out of everything, and making sure everything was working perfectly, and that I had, like, the best version that I could afford of, like, a given thing. And I was, like, super into it. And nowadays, I'm like, hey, game turns on, that's good. It's no longer a focus for me. Sims uses ultra wide, functions as 2 monitors, just connected. Oh. My primary focus nowadays with my setup is to make everything as straightforward and functional as possible, which usually means not a lot of weird niche things. Because every little thing has a little thing that it doesn't work quite with, and then you end up with another little workaround, and then another one, until you need, like, a degree to operate your desk. I wanted it all to be pretty basic and straightforward, and to not throw a lot of issues, because I don't have the energy for it anymore. Especially if there's no, like tangible benefit to doing the more complicated thing, or, like, the tangible benefit's not worth it. I used to have a very more is more approach, and nowadays I have a this is working, don't touch it. Plugged my laptop into the huge living room TV once. My spells looked miles away from the minimap. Yeah, I don't appreciate this enough, but my setup has been pretty reliable in the last, like, year or two. Like, every once in a while there will be, like, an internet hiccup, and that's just always going to kind of happen. It's either on my end or Twitch. But software-wise and hardware-wise on my end, nothing has really ruined my life lately. And I don't appreciate that enough because there used to be like a new crisis every month of like, well, this thing doesn't work. I need a new cable for this thing. I need to connect this thing to this port so it's on this bus. And part of it was, I think I was trying to connect and do too many things for ease of use. And part of it was just maybe technology's gotten better. I don't know. But everything works pretty, it's good. It's working. We like that. The main thing that goes wrong is the weird phantom mic entry problem, and it's an easy fix. It just happens every like 4 or 5 months, and then I have to do the thing. Playing a big TV during COVID made dungeons fun. Felt like I was watching a movie. I don't know if I ever plugged a game into like a huge monitor. I think 27 is the biggest I've ever played on. Jungle Stalker Feathers. And then that's sending me to the Cape of Stranglethorn, where there are also some very good quests. Yeah, I don't actually want to see Mandicure, but I guess I can get 5 more feathers. Are these a pretty good drop rate? Let me see. I feel like when I was younger, I used to like think that one day when I was a grown-up I was gonna have like a really large TV, because that seemed to be like a milestone. Mind you, I worked in tech sales, so like you see people when they're shopping for TVs, which makes you think it's a normal thing to do. But like I kind of figured that was like a good thing to get as an adult. And nowadays I see the appeal of having one that's more than like 20 inches, but I've noticed that once you get to a certain size and you're watching TV, you're kind of paying attention to what's on it. Beyond just like initially adjusting to it, it doesn't seem like that much of a different experience to watch whatever it is you're going to watch on like a huge screen versus a small one. Especially within a pretty small room size. I think mine's like a 39-inch TV, and works good. It's cheap. I'm keeping it forever. Bucky Barks, thank you for the 8-month resub. But I guess in a bigger room, maybe it would make more sense to have a large one if you're going to sit farther away from it. You couldn't really sit farther away from this one unless you wanted to be in the kitchen. I want to make Christmas cookies, but I'm really afraid that I'm not going to eat them. I guess I could make them and give them as gifts. It's not a bad idea. Queen BFA Ashara raids soloable. I don't know. I think so, but I don't know. I don't know why I think so. I've never tried it. Oh, there's a kitty cat under my desk. Hi, kitty cat. I didn't know you made it there. I'm so sorry. How are you doing? I like moved my feet and I'm like, hang on a second. Those are legs. Hi. You want up? I think she discovered the heating pad that I put underneath for my feet. I think that's hers now. All right. I am not doing the mind vision. You cannot make me. We're leaving. Going to the cave. Habit of watching on my phone, even though the TV is right there. Sometimes I think that if I had lived in an era before super portable and super fast technology, I might have been a more, I don't know, productive or like well-functioning person. But then you read a story about like the past, let's just say, the far past, and there's like a character that just like reads a lot of books and doesn't do anything, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anything would have changed. I think I could procrastinate just as effectively with like sticks and books as I can with YouTube. It might not be as compulsive, but I don't think I would have. I don't think that anything would have changed dramatically. Have to eat pemmican all winter. Mm-hmm. Okay. This one. This one. And this one. What are we doing? 53 and a half. I would love to make it to 60. How much time do I have? I have like an hour and 7. I don't think I'm going to quite make it to 60. If I had to guess, I think I'm going to make it to like 58. But I did slow down a bit, so we're back to proper questing. We're gonna do the Ironjaw Humor first, and then we'll get the rest of the basilisks because we might kill some on the way. It's also a rare that spawns in this cave, I'm pretty sure. I wonder if I'm ever going to be able to transmog her into a shirt that's not this top. I guess I could put her into like a flannel at some point. I've gotten kind of attached to this like dirty looking green sweatshirt. I feel like it's become very specific to her. So yeah, there's the rare. There's Scale Belly. Gotta kill him. Made that character last stream. Yeah, her slash played is at 8 hours and 16 minutes. So I did a couple of, on my days off, I had a couple of sessions where I would sit down for a couple hours and just like level. Which was super fun. I've been into it. It's hooked me. Reminds me of Fortnite, even though I've never played it. Watch the YouTube Void Elf VODs when I played WoW in the middle of the night. Upgraded to one live stream in the middle of the day. I want to kill Scale Belly. Yeah, leveling is really fast in general. I think I've gotten quite spoiled because I know that they like overhauled leveling and it doesn't take nearly as long as it used to anymore, which is great. But I've only leveled alts in the last like 6 months during experience events. I leveled a bunch of alts during the Winds of Sanctuary, and I've leveled with like time walking dungeons / wins. Like that's when I got all those 70s. Oh, Katie really likes the warm mat under my desk. I can feel her cuddling on my feet. I can accept this. This is fine. So, and now I'm leveling with like an anniversary buff and then also a Darkmoon Fair buff. I haven't even turned on war mode. I probably should. I'm just being stubborn about it. So I think that if I ever try and level an alt, and I probably will because I have more characters I want to level and I end up doing them without experience buffs. It's going to take me a little, it's going to feel slow for a little bit just because I've gotten used to this. My dream is for eventually Kitty and Doggy to be calm enough around each other that they can just hang out and have it be fine. And I think we're getting closer to it. And then, you know, maybe Kitty can sleep on my feet. And I've got a bed back here for Moosey. I miss him when I'm streaming or when I'm at my desk doing anything. It's the behemoth again. And, oh, I'm a human. Oh! Actually, maybe I didn't press it. I was going to say I willed or survived. I used my racial. It didn't work. But yeah, I hope that one day he wants to like hang out and sleep in my office while I'm working because I miss my moo-moo. I miss my boo-boo. I want my puppy. Every time I take a stream break, I have to go give him a hug. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do with dogs, but he seems to have accepted his fate. I think he likes hugs. Okie dokie. 3 characters between 60 and 70 I want to finish, but it's finals week and I'm sleepy. Finals week is an excellent excuse to do it later. Yeah, it's hard to level 60 to 70 without time walking once you've gotten used to doing it, because doing it the old-fashioned way, even with the Dream Surge buff, you get 25% extra experience in the Dream Surge zone with the buff. It's like pretty good, but still. Okay. Getting more experience just for these quests. I got 48 gold for turning that in. That seems excessive. Why did I get 48 gold? Yeah, that quest only gave me 24 gold. So, there are... Oh, I like these quests. The Shadowmaw Panther furs are kind of annoying because they're stealth, but the rest of them are okay. Why don't you have war mode on? I don't like turning it on because I'm weird. I have it in my head... I should say first that I understand very clearly that most of the time when you're leveling in war mode, you don't have to PvP. It almost never happens. It's very unlikely that you're going to get ganked. Especially in Chromie time, like you're phased from the 70s, so it would have to be another leveling person. You're hard to find. My other excuse is that I'm streaming and I don't want to like ask to get ganked by being in war mode on stream. But even that was like unlikely to happen. Most of what it is that I have this weird, super inconsistent dislike for off-label usage of WoW mechanics. Sometimes I don't mind at all and I'll just do whatever the thing is and not worry about what the thing was supposed to be for. And sometimes I'll be like, well, I don't want a PvP, so I shouldn't turn on PvP, despite the fact that's not why you're doing it and it doesn't matter. I have like this, I get stuck and I'm like, well, that's not one, it's 4. And I feel as though if I did get ganked in war mode, I would have zeroed right to feel cranky about it, and I would feel cranky, so I avoid that situation by not turning it on. And I just level without the extra XP. Panther fur. Is the surge in the unarmed plains now? I don't know. I figured I would just take a look whenever I got to 70. Does it change on a weekly basis? Oh, there's a panther. I need that. I would love one more panther fur. Although, I've probably killed the ones in this area. Does track hidden even work? I've always found it to be kind of spotty. Like, you had to get close to them anyway. Or like that hidden didn't mean stealthed or something goofy like that. If I find one and it wasn't on my tracking, then I'm giving up on track hidden. Mostly don't turn on war mode because I forget it exists. Yeah, it's also a much bigger experience bonus for Alliance characters than Horde. I am Alliance right now, but sometimes I'm not. Oh. Oh, it does work. It's a shame this is my last quest where I'm killing stealthies. I don't think I'm going to need to do that again. I should have had that on last time. Oh well. Shall I herb the thingy? There's a fade leaf right there. Here, I'm turning it back off again. Oh, I'll just leave it on. It's fine. What's it going to do? Like confuse me? Herbs and or have their own icons now. Time when a night elf rogue just camped me in High Mountain. Then I swore mode soon after and I swore off it ever since. Yeah, I've never been a world PvP person. It looks really fun for people that enjoy it, and that's just never been me. So I was pretty happy about war mode because it was a good excuse for me to just not mess with it. I like PvP, I just don't like world PvP. Mostly because I think my favorite way to PvP is as a healer. And being a healer in world PvP is not my cup of tea. This is my idea of fun. You guys see this one, Princess? It's a good one. %10 bonus. Oh, did they change it? They might have changed it. Yeah, you can only heal yourself so much. And, I'm not gonna roll into a cat. You can only heal yourself so much. And it's like you can't... I mean, you can. Some healers do really good damage. It's never been me. Yeah, it is a lot. It is super worth turning on. And most of the time, especially if you're questing in kind of obscure places, most of the time, you're never going to see another soul. And if you do see another soul, they're also trying to level and not be bothered. Like, it's very unusual to see somebody leveling in war mode that actually wants to PvP. It's just possible, that's the thing. It's uncertainty. Oh, there's iron over here. And some fade leaf. And I need 4 more of the little statues. I like this quest area because it's got like just a bunch of little quests all layered on top of each other. And some decent gathering. I always like I basically start at Storm and work my way south. I always like leveling out here. Where else would I go? I might do some Oh, they've changed it, though. Maybe I'll do some Dunmorrow. Don't go into Duskwood? Oh, I finished Duskwood. I cleared it completely. I got the achievement for clearing it completely. I did everything. Back in Wrath, I used to gank Lobies in Oregon. They were flagged from queuing BGs because I'm a terrible person. Oh. I don't think you're a terrible person. Drainer intro is pretty quick. I haven't done it. I haven't done it. I'm probably going to regret one day not having done it because I'll want to go to Garrison Draenor and I'll be like, oh, I never set up a Garrison. I should have done that when I still could get experience for it. I usually skip the Draenor intro even when I'm setting up in Draenor, though. I usually bypass it. I'll just like port to Ashran and then fly to the Garrison and then take the quest there. You guys do any holiday baking yet? Is there a correct... I feel like all of December is like valid territory for holiday baking. Yeah, you can skip the Draenor intro. You don't need to do it. You can just port to Draenor by taking like the portal room portal to Ashran and then just like fly to where your garrison starts and pick up the quest. Or you can do like the cave thing, but you don't need to do that anymore. You can just kind of go. I haven't done this Draenor intro quest in a long time. Bought ingredients for gingerbread cookies. Nice. I need to check and see. I got ingredients for gingerbread cookies, but I think I did it in summer, and I don't know if all of it's good anymore. Could probably use some fresh... I decorate them with Smarties. Canadian Smarties. Non-American Smarties. And I bought a little box of them, but again, I bought it... And they've been in the fridge. They're probably just a bit bloomed. It's cheap candy. Like, what's going to happen to it? And then this one. There's a tiger over there. I don't want that one. I think I'm going to get it, though. BF and I made orange and cranberry scones for Thanksgiving. Making another batch soon to give to his grandma. Oh, that sounds delightful. Usually my go-tos are gingerbread cookies and shortbread cookies with little bits of maraschino cherry on top. Those are like my two Christmas cookie go-tos. My Nana used to also make like sugar cookies, like the fully like flood-iced sugar cookies. And those are really cute too. She would also get like those rock hard like pearl candy toppers for them that you could just like break teeth on. I've never made those, but I'm kind of nostalgic for them. Maybe I should try it. Yeah, that portal skip works too. I've heard about that. I've not done it, but I've heard about it. It would be better for Horde, I think, because Horde have a long flight to get from Ashran to their garrison zone. It's not so bad for Alliance. Okay, and I have my experience buff still, so we can go chuck in a bunch of quests. A lot of XP in the intro. Is it faster than just regular questing, though? I feel like I don't like the intro because I feel locked into it once I've started it. I feel like I'm not allowed to leave or stop. Yeah, you should try those cookies again. Any things I need from here? Oh, Scalebelly has a chance to drop a chromatic sword, which he did not do. That's funny. That's a valuable sword. And then there's an armorer that has a chance to contain a limited quantity belt that I could use. I'll check it out if I end up in Booty Bay. Oh, there's one more quest to turn in behind here. This is retail WoW. None of the above. It's the Birdie and Stranglethorn. It's the giveaway. I know, I'm leveling in retail. It's kind of a weird thing to do. These guys have kind of a lot of health. There's 55. What did I say I was going to get to today? 58? Gonna have to hurry if I want 58. Morning, how's it going? Good morning. It's going pretty good. I'm leveling my new hunter. We finished our blood DK goals, so I'm off and away on a new one. We're up to 55 is my current level. I did some off-stream leveling, and I've done some on-stream leveling today. We started today at like what, 42? So it's going pretty fast. Hanging out, talking about holidays, talking about Christmas lights and their fickleness. Talking about our favorite places to level. Moose had a little visit, did a little puppy visit in the break. Yeah, these are my comfort quests. I don't know why. I've just been here a lot, I guess. Guy who basically only streams retail leveling speedruns. Are you done with the DK? Do you see yourself tanking more in the future? I'm finished with it for now. I cannot see the future. I might play more with it, but I don't have plans to currently. This season, I'm giving myself a lot of permission to kind of pick things up and put them down as often as I want to without feeling like it's... The last thing I want to do is set up a bunch of characters and be like, oh man, this week I need to do weeklies on like all of these characters. I'm having a lot of fun just kind of like playing one at a time, getting like that, because it's so fun doing that that like very beginning when you first get a fresh character and you get that really rapid gearing over like 2 weeks. Super fun. And then once I kind of hit that point where I've like got those huge initial upgrades, I want to do it again in another character. I have fun like optimizing and getting as much gear as I possibly can on my main, but I think that I know myself too well to try to do it on alts. I don't have a pet. Goodness. Oh, I have a tiger pet named Kira now too. Scary bit. Further in the tank than I would have ever guessed. It's nice to kind of have one set up, and I feel like it was user-friendly enough that I won't... If I take a break from it and I go back to it, I'll get back to where I was pretty quickly because it's not like I made it any super far place. I wasn't doing anything too technical or complicated. I was trying to hold aggro and press buttons. Okay. Chasing a gearing high. Exactly. I figure if that's where most of the fun is, and it's also fun to kind of like poke around and play around with new characters, then... As long as I'm having fun, I feel like that doing like rapid alts one at a time, a new project every 2 weeks is like a great idea. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do a Resto Druid, and then I'm going to do another randomizer, I think. But our Druid after this one, and then this one's going to take a little bit too. And eventually maybe I'll get bored of this and I'll want to have a different project, but... and maybe one of them will like catch me, and I'll be like, you know what, I actually want to play a lot more of like blank alt. And then we could do that. You know, options. I am flooding my loading screen with extra characters again, but I'm hoping that the War Within makes my loading screen at least look less chaotic. The fabled PvE Mythic Plus Resto Druid. Precisely. The very same. I just heard a crow laughing at me. I don't think the wildlife believes me. Yeah, it is a different Resto Druid than the ones that I already have. Just like this is a different hunter than the ones that I already have. Okay. We're destroying the body, that's right. Got a survival hunter, which I've never played before. Looking forward to trying it out. Yeah, it's super fun. I think I mostly so far the randomizer it gave me a thing that I wouldn't have normally done. And I'm kind of hoping that it gives me another thing that I wouldn't have normally done. Because, like, if it's something that I would have done, then I'm just kind of doing it. Like, I'm not going to randomize a rest of turn. I'm just going to play the one that I want to play. But after that, I'm kind of hoping it gives me something like a weird kind of mage, which would be any kind of mage. Or, I don't know, like a monk or something. Benoxis. But you never know. It could be like, play an Unholy Death Knight. And I'll be like, oh, jeez. And then I guess the question is, do I level a second one? Or do I just spec Unholy on Scary? That would be a good question. Depends on how badly I want to play Unholy. What if Resto Shaman? What if Resto Shaman? Yeah, it's gonna be a little more clear cut of what to do if it's something that I don't have a character for. Like, because I didn't have a Death Knight at all, so leveling another one was kind of a no-brainer. Have it randomized between Monk and Mage. At that point, I should just flip a coin. Could flip a coin. I have coins. Play Classic, it takes so long to level. Yeah. Sometimes playing Classic makes me want to level in retail because I'm like, what if this, but like a million times faster? I'm excited in this Hunter because I'm getting real close to the point where she gets to start doing Dragonflight quests, and that's when it starts to feel like a real alt. It's also going to slow down substantially, so I have to hope that that real alt feeling lasts it until 70. Because is there time walking this week? Let me see, I think so. No, it's the dungeon event. There's no time walking this week. It was last week. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a thing. That's the message in the bottle. Yeah, the randomizer is just a web page that I found that will generate a random combo of, like, body type, race, class, spec for you. And I've discovered this is an extremely fun way to pick your next alt if you can't decide. 56. Moose is... I'm gonna tame a moose in Dragonflight. Dream Surge Zone. Yeah, I'm hoping that's good. I got sick of it on Scary. I tried doing it on Scary, and then I just went back to Dungeons. But I'm gonna hope that it'll go better on a Hunter. My caution about the webpage is that it is white text on a white background, so if you can't read it, which you probably can't, then highlight it with your cursor, and then you can read it. Makes for a fun moment of suspense. Oh, do I not have the quest for you? No, I need to go do that quest first. Is Moose a Bakar? Moose is going to be a Bakar. For a moment, I misread that, and I thought you were asking if my dog was a baker, and I thought he would be if he could. He recognized that I was making his cookies, or he just liked the smell of what I was making, but I was making a batch of his cookies yesterday, and he wandered into the kitchen and, like, was sticking his nose in there, like, is that for Moose? Something good for Moose? Oh yeah, Western Plaguelands quests. I usually do those too. Because I usually get kind of overwhelmed coming in and out of all of these places. There's a lot of quests and a lot of doors. And a lot of people inside of doors. And I wanted to talk to a vendor in here, I think? Yeah, for the heavy notch belt. Yes! I needed that transmog. That's a limited stock item. Also, apparently, I did not have male combat arm guards, so there we go. I'm gonna learn that. New mog for me. "21 minutes left on this buff. I would have read Barker before Baker. Probably not banker. I don't know if Moose would make a very good banker. Maybe he would. You have to do the thing with the boat. Smott's chest, there's like a boat and you like put a picnic in it or something. I don't see it though. Is the marker in the wrong spot? Oh no, he's just right there. He just pats. I'm thinking of something else. Tell him money buys treats, he'll be the best banker you ever saw. Did you do more discovering? I discovered one more time, but then I got kind of sucked into this hunter. I might be finished discovering. I don't think I have the bandwidth for it. Got a horde male panda marks hunter. Oh, heck yeah. It's funny just because it feels like fate chose it for you, which makes it feel like a really exciting thing to do. I did find the bear den, actually. I didn't look it up. We did find it. I won't spoil or say where it was, but I will say I was quite disappointed. I was bordering peeved. But it was my own fault for assuming things, I suppose. Thoughts of them adding player housing? I'm all for it. I hope they do. I think it would be good. I bet you anything they're working on it is just not ready for warbands. It's too popular of a feature for them to just willfully not do because they don't wanna. I'm sure they're just trying to figure out how to do it correctly and in a way that goes well, and it's probably just a big project. Your action bars are weird. Is there a hidden pattern? Yes. Was the cave not den enough for you? Well, here's the thing. That sentence belies the problem. Silly me assuming that a den would be a cave. What am I here for? I'm here for the Heart of Mock. Do I have to use the thingy? There's like an item that you loot, I thought. Oh no, you just yeah, because you need to turn in. Oh, I got a thing. I guess we're good. 404 cave not found. Sometimes bears live in... Oh, elaborate place, I'm confused. The bear den was not a cave at all. It was just a place. It had, like, some meat on the ground, and there's no bear, and you're just supposed to assume that I guess there was a bear here. Because there was meat on the ground. It is a miracle that we happened to cross it and then tried it. It was not a cave in any sense of the word. It was an open-air place. And therein lies my frustration. Yeah. Here I am, trying every cave in the zone. I'm just no good at puzzles, man. Alright, we got that one. We need a couple more giblets. 3 bears in a house, but in a room that was called a den. I mean, if the room was just, like, a place, just like an outdoor area, a lawn. Maybe the bear got Khadgar to pick his cave up and teleport it somewhere. Yeah. It's just so strange to me because there's literally a bear den in the zone. They could have put it there. I mean, maybe they didn't want it to be on top of a mob, but, like, I don't know. I googled it when you were looking. I thought you'd be confused when you found it. I'm amazed that we found it, because I was too stubborn to look it up. And, we just kind of happened to cross it while we were questing in the area. Or, like, not even questing in the area. We were, like, randomly, like, looking for a different mob for, like, an item I needed for something else entirely. That wasn't a quest. And, anyway. I'm over it. Okay. 16 minutes left in this buff. Time really flies when you're questing. This is one of those things that I can do in WoW. I guess keys is another one, but like sometimes I'll be doing keys and I'll be like, oh, I'm tired. Like I get bored in the middle of them sometimes and I have to just kind of like deal. Just keep paying attention to doing the thing anyways. I don't get bored when I'm questing like this. Especially not when I'm firing through these old zones. I might get bored in Dragonflight. zones, but as long as I'm just like out in these old like post-Kata zones questing, I could do this endlessly. And time just flies, like it melts away, it ceases to exist. It's one of those things. Mm. 1200, 1200. Gathering's not a bad way to do it either. It's not like incredible, but when you have nodes that are stacked like this, it's not really all that slow. Alright, let's go turn in some quests. How hard did Flabby laugh when you found out cave? I think he laughed quite a bit, but I think it was because I was so cranky about it. I was a dog with a bone. Puppy Velibos port. Crate of Grady meat. I think the port's from the inn itself. I can't believe tonight's a raid night. Weeks go by so fast. Madonna once said that time goes by slowly, and she was wrong. It's not true. I think this is from the vendor in here. These are things that would frustrate me just as much if I wasn't used to them. But I've done it a couple times, so they don't slow me down too much. I swear the vendor's around. Is it you? No. Oh, I talked a big game about how, oh, I know where everything is. It's got to be on the ground level then. It's not the innkeeper. There's like a guy. Is it the bartender? No. There's a guy. Is it you? Yes. Yes, it is you. That's what I get for talking myself up. My issue after getting through the current expansion zone and your 10th character, just can't stand it anymore. Being able to pick and choose where to go 1 to 60 is so good. Yeah, I would love it if they extended it to 70 at this point. I feel like I've done the Dragonflight questing. And nowadays I mostly avoid it by way of time walking, but I don't really want a time walk level. It's just kind of like the best available option. So that's 57. Not too bad. I'm just inventing the spec. We're going to fix it when we get to 70. This is the guy with the bow. This is the one. You can go here. You do that, and then you just kill stuff while you're waiting. How's my gear looking? How's my bags looking? Okay. Stop by here. One can only watch Sendrax die to the fire beams to pick up the eggs so many times. Oh, yeah. I know which quest you're talking about. Yeah, I also did a lot of, I've done a lot of the early Waking Shores, because usually I'm too lazy to, like, move. But this time I'm going to try and stick within... Well, the problem is I'm going to try and stick within the zone that has the Dream Surge up, which is currently in Ardent Plains. But I've only done those quests once because I did them for the questing achievement, and then that was it. Okay. I have a fear that it's going to slow down a lot, but I got a whole week of streams to work on it. I think it'll be alright. 14. Plus, once we get to 70, then we're in business. I think the much faster thing to do is actually to give up on all of this and go do the battle for Anderhall. Because those are some tight quests. So you go talk to this guy and you're like, yep, send me there, and then you can port directly there. 57 already? What's your secret? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. There's an anniversary buff, and then there's the Dark Moon Fair buff, and then I've been doing some quests. It would be faster if I was queuing for dungeons while I was doing this, because dungeons, especially if they have some quests in them, are like crazy good XP. But alas, I'm just questing. My slash played is 8 hours and 51 minutes, so I have put a little bit of time into it. I played for a few days off stream. And then this one. Following the main story is pretty quick, whichever zone you choose to start in. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm just terrible at learning new things. I get stuck. Or I get distracted and I just end up killing mobs that aren't relevant. It just feels so good to be efficient at something that you're familiar with, that you know how to do and where you're going. Like, I've done this area enough to know that I don't need to be in the Horde battle area yet, because later I'm going to need to kill Anderhall, like Horde, like the undead mobs, but I don't need them yet, and as long as I kill the undead that are fighting Alliance, I'll have half the mobs to fight. And the only reason I know that is because I've done this like 27 times. I like familiar stuff. It's a real theme in my life. What I need to do is I need to spend more time getting familiar. Yeah, so Anderhall Deathguard's gone too far. Getting familiar with more things. Maybe expand the comfort zone a little bit if I'm not willing to leave it. Not a bad idea. Durable tunic. That's not valuable at all. Time is at 11:30. Okay. But I like this quest area because there's a couple of batches of single boss kill quests that are all pretty close together. So your travel time's super low, and the fights themselves are super fast. So you can just kind of smash through a whole bunch of it. The longest part is doing like these 15 mob kill quests. But it's not too bad. Plus, it's all pretty dense. You don't have to like run around a ton looking for mobs. They're all here. So you can really minimize your downtime. I only have 8 minutes left of this buff. I should have bought a hat last time I was there. I like having an interrupt. That's something I don't normally get on my priest. 11:15. $13, $14, $15. Okay. She used to be Wrath a little bit more often. And then we turn in right here. Some pretty big upgrades. Stat-wise. And then we get the triple boss quest. So we're at 58. One of them's inside the church, Ralligor. I started at 42 when this stream started, which was 2 hours and 30 minutes ago. But it took me a couple minutes to get into leveling. I did a little alt tour. And then Araj is right here. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that normally 50 to 60 tends to slow down a bit for me. Or even 40 to 60, like once you've got your once you've got your fast flying, the rest of it takes a bit of time, but this has been really, we've been really cranking. I had only barely gotten fast flying when I started the stream. And now we're almost ready for Dragonflight. I think I can make 60 this stream. I got another 20 minutes. I think that'll be no problem. I probably should get another buff, but like, oh, I don't want to travel. I guess what I could do is I could. Oh, I don't even have a teleport cloak though. I think I'm just gonna not rebuff. I'm gonna eat the 10% for the lack of travel time. Because I don't know if you get it. Well, actually, I can port to there. Although, ooh, can I? With it, I don't think. We got 5 minutes left of the buff. Just use that. Should have bought a hat. Should have bought a hat. Yeah, it's my favorite way to get back here. Probably the Pet Dungeon port. There's one in BFA and there's one in Dalaran. Could start and skip the Legion questline. I mean, I'll have to do that eventually anyways, just to get my Hearthstone working. Let's just suck it up and do it now so we don't run out of buff. So I'm going to Hearth, get my buff back. Maybe buy a teleport cloak if I have the rep for it. I probably have the yeah, I'm revered. Oh, I'm so close to Exalted. So you can't use your Dalaran Hearthstone until you've been to Dalaran, and I've never done any Legion questing, so I have to at least skip the Legion intro, which we can do, but it's just a little bit annoying. It's slowing my groove. Let's get this first. Wish it was automatic, yeah. Because like the toy is it's a toy, so like I have it just won't work for me yet. And it doesn't even throw an error message as far as I know. Got the Laerdar Hearthstone yesterday. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm jealous. Is it cool? I haven't even seen it. I'm assuming it's fiery because that's like the theme, but also I'm buying a hat. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna buy a hat. While I'm here, just to have one on me. But yeah, I think I am going to do it via the Legion. I'm going to activate Legion. Because I think that's faster than trying to like fly all the way from like, not even Ironforge, Stormwind. That would be kind of gross. So here, we'll buy the hat first. So give me one of those. And that way I can rebuff one time without coming back here. Alright, so I need to take the portal, fly to Stormwind. Do I want to change my Chromie time? That'll give me the intro, I think. I'm assuming that I think I'm currently in Mop Chromie time, so I don't think Chromie time matters for leveling in the Kata zones. I don't think you need to be in the Kata Chromie time. It's mostly just for the dungeon queue. So I think I can safely just turn on Legion, leave it on Legion, and those zones will still scale with me. Because if I'm looking at Western Plaguelands, yeah, it scales all the way to 61. Which is nice. I should try and pick up a Stormwind Telecloak too. I might need one. I just gotta remember. Hi, kitty. Welcome back. Alright. Port. And then a quick flight, which at least we've got fast flying. I've cleared this place of quests. Some zones don't scale all the way. If I was trying to do, oh, they do now. I could have sworn some of them capped at 30. That's weird. I wonder if they ever fixed that or if I just had like a fever dream. Who's to say? Oh, yeah, you're totally right. The heroes, I hate the heroes color board though because it almost never, let me take a look. Yeah, no, it like never has the right ones. And I hate refreshing it, just like looking for the one. I just don't like that game. Okay, yeah, give me a Cloak of Coordination. I'm just gonna carry on the one, I don't bother carrying 3. Yeah, the timeline selection, you're right, it is basically for dungeons, but it will also give you the breadcrumb quest to get into the zone, which seems like a nice way to pick up that Legion breadcrumb. Especially if you don't want to, like, page through the board. One of the dumbest downgrades. It just needs a menu that lets you, like, browse all of them. I think quite a few things in the game could come down to a different menu. Legion Invasion. I was, unlocking some portals, timing a couple 20s, and I was kind of wishing that there would be, especially if they make those portals account-wide, just a teleport interface. I used to have an add-on that did it, basically. I used to have an add-on that had a command for it that would put all of your different teleports into one page where you could just click on the one that you wanted to use. So like your Hearthstone and then like your just various portals. And I just want a default version of that. All right, so now we're here. My Legion dollar on Hearthstone should work. Yeah, it works now, so we can stick that in the bar and then forget about it. And what I want to do is I want to get back to the Western Plaguelands via the Eastern Plaguelands. OP. I've tried OP before. I didn't really like it. It just wasn't my thing. Just some casual 20s. It was really fun. They're fun this season. They're a little bit more achievable than they were. They're not easy, but they're more doable early. It's pretty nuts to me that we're doing 20s already. Normally that's like a very late season thing. I used to have an add-on that was specifically the teleport window. I used it in Shadowlands because I used to use it for wormholes. I don't remember what it was called. That exactly means they will be easy. So the thing about games and easy is that what somebody means when they say something's easy is they mean that it was easy for them. End up selling the teleport cloak by accident. Mm-hmm. Tome of Teleportation. Yes, that's what it was. Does it still work? Is it still good? I kind of want it back. First thing I do in a Legion alt is a Legion intro skip. Tome of Tranquil Mind sells for 30 gold. Then I can afford Transmog. Ooh, clever. Still use it daily. Okay. I might get it back. So, the bear meat and the quills and stuff. Yeah, a little bit of a detour. I think we've lost about 10 minutes. But at least I have the Legion thing set up now. Maybe a little under 10 minutes. And I have a hat. I'll pick up the Menderstead stuff later. That's where you quest with Zenkiki. We like Zenkiki. He's doing his best. Yeah. I agree that they're easier compared to 20s in previous seasons. I still won't call them easy, though. Add-on showed me the bag of an item as an upgrade. Can't find it anymore. Used to be, oh, what was that called? It started with a P. I used it too. It needed profiles. Pawn. Yeah, Pawn used to do that. I would have a Pawn profile in Shadowlands and it would like highlight my upgrades for me. It was very dependent on how good the profile that you fed to it was. Because obviously it doesn't, by itself, it's not going to know what like your stat priority is. It was something different, like the Zygote Gear Advisor. Oh. If these zones scale to 61, I wonder if there's any wisdom in staying until 61 so that your heirlooms tick up. Because I remember going to Dragonflight at 60 with heirlooms and it being really painful and very slow until 61 when your heirlooms do a big item level jump. I might, as much as I hate doing it, because usually it's, even though I don't really like leveling Dragonflight, I just like moving on to the new thing when it's time. I might stick for one more level. Not like this morning, but just in general before I start Dragonflight stuff. It looks like I'm going to be doing Dragonflight questing and leveling tomorrow. Because we're getting close to the end of our time slot here. Alright, the quills we just loot, as I recall. Oh, I see them. They're just a little bit dim. They're not as glowy as they once were. Pay to upgrade heirlooms? Yeah, well the upgraded heirlooms do, so I'm wearing upgraded heirlooms. It's just that when you're level 60, they're still scaled within like the old item level band, and as soon as you get to 61, they're like, oh hey, it's Dragonflight time. And then they'll pop up. But if you go to Dragonflight at 60, they're just a little underpowered for like that one level because of the way the scaling works. But yeah, I have them all upgraded. It's super nice to have done because it just means that you don't have to look for stuff. I want feathers. There's one. The Fiona's caravan quests are really fun too. There's some good early ones. I used to think this quest was so cool because the bears give you a buff, or like they gave my pet a buff that actually gives you like haste or something like that. You get rabies and all of a sudden you're very dangerous. This used to be one of my super comfy leveling spots. I would do the early quest basically through the battle for Ander Hall and then the early Mender's Stead, but as soon as you get up to the lumber mill spider herding quest, you nope right out. I only do that quest when I'm feeling particularly stubborn. Okay. I'm gonna miss the anniversary event. I wonder if I'm ever going to feel like I can just play an alternate season without needing to level it first, if I could just use one of my existing 70s. I just don't like taking a 70 that's been inactive and dusting it off. That process always feels kind of clunky at first. 19 gold, 37 gold. Yeah, I've got 4k. You actually start getting more gold for quests towards the end of this experience. This one's a little bit funky. Takes a little bit of time. How is SOD going? I think I'm done. I think retail got me back. Rather do that than the Zenkiki quest. You don't like the Zenkiki quests? The one where you have to get him to pull the birds is kind of annoying. But I think you might be able to just ag them on your own, maybe? If you have like if you're like arranged. Oh, this thing has a cooldown. At least you can, it works with the cursor now. Not paying for flying helps. Yeah, tremendously. I haven't sent this character any gold, so the only thing she's had to pay for have been her bags and her transmog. And I haven't really transmogged her very much. But yeah, just getting your flying automatically and not having to go back and, you know, scrounge up the gold and do the trainer is like super nice. Trying to get to the raid. So you can beat it for now? Hmm. You can solo old raids. Some of the more recent ones are impossible to solo because of the way they're set up. But most old raids you can solo just fine. Okay. There's 59. Got the Exalted with my guild achievement. Talent points, yeah. And then you go all the way to the bottom of the crypt, and you get the weapons, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, there's zombies in here. That's crazy. You turn around and everything's different. Spooky. Rip Desarlor. Desarlor is particularly bad. I haven't made any efforts to farm anything out of that. Although I don't think I'm gonna be farming any Mog out of raids until the War Within pre-patch. You can't make me. I need that change. It's so good that now that I know that it's coming, I refuse to farm anything until then. If I get Transmog while I'm out questing and stuff, that'll be nice. And that was actually one thought that I had that I guess I won't know until PTR is in the War Within, since your character can learn Mog that even isn't there for their class, you know how when you do a quest, you learn all the Mog that you could have used even if you didn't select it as a quest reward? I wonder if doing all, like, a quest would then, after that change in the War Within, give you, like, everything that quest could have done. I would hope so, but I don't, you know, it sounds like one of those weird technicalities that, like, just might be kind of funky. Because if so, then it would almost be worth doing a lore master again just to get all of the quest Mog by doing all of the quests at least once. Because there's a ton of, like, whites and greens that you could get. Am I living? Am I just waiting for warbands? Try and farm BFA Mythic Raid Mog, maybe. Maybe one day. Maybe they'll fix it by then. Kitty Cat's just in and out. She can't decide if she wants to stay or go. Love redoing quests, no issue for me. My understanding is that we learn the Mogs, and that they wouldn't make us, like, put it in the warband bank and then pull it out in another character. My understanding is that you'll just learn it. But all we have is, like, the interviews and the BlizzCon presentation. We don't have any kind of a playable thing yet. Okay. 59 and 3 bars. 59 and 4 bars. And then they send me back to the battle, I'm pretty sure. Unless they send me to the Mender's Stead first. Let's go to the Writhing Haunt. Bank's gonna make setting up a crafting empire so much easier. Yeah. I've learned, especially early when I was doing the low-level quests, I learned a couple of Mogs, or at least item IDs that I didn't even know I was missing. Apparently Hunter has everything from Western Plaguelands. I think the problem I had last time I played my hunter was I didn't press Bestial Wrath nearly enough. If you're using all your buttons, you get it back all the time. There's so much cooldown reduction available on it. Okay. Such a fun CD. Mm-hmm. Oh, I always liked this. The A-bomb that just wants to be friends. Corey always wanted to be a farmer. Okay, I'll help. Holy Purse Word, super spammable. Love it. Especially with the 4-piece. Holy moly. It feels so good. Still streaming. I'm gonna wrap up kind of soon, but I'm like so close to 60. I'm 59 and a half. We're cruising. I started at 42 today. I'm so happy. That one. And then they send you back to the battle. So even though I have like the gourd quests and stuff, I think we're gonna actually skip that. Go back and resume the Enderhull thing. This mount is the Duskwing Ohuna. I think it's the Dream Surge Coalescence bird mount. Super, super easy to get. Okay. More captains and death guards. One. Is that what it looks like? About 800-ish Dream Surge, nearly there. Nice. I still need the toys. I refuse to delete Coalescence I get on my alts in case one of them somehow just incidentally manages to scrape together the 500 or whatever that I need to buy the toys. Or is it even... I don't know, it might be less than that. Because I want them, but not badly enough to actually farm them. But you know, you're just like idling through a zone waiting for like your key group to come together and you're like, oh yeah, there is some green nodes out here. I guess I could fly through a few of those. Forever know that flight point shows the map even after finishing the quests. Oh, does finishing it remove the flight point? I guess it must, yeah, because, you know, spoilers. That's annoying. I didn't know that. Okay. Dragon riding kind of addictive. Need one of the toys to get a pet in the Emerald Dream. Ooh, which one? Is it the one with the little buddies or is it the other one? I'm not leveling in war mode. I should be, I just don't want to. It is a good idea too. It's much better and much faster. Or, well, it's 10% better and 10% faster. Which is pretty substantial. One with the picture of the squirrel. Okay. War mode gives you 10% more experience when you're leveling. And it's unusual for you to get slowed down by actual PvP, because most people that are leveling in war mode aren't trying to PvP. But it's not enough for me to turn it on. I would rather just be safe and a little bit slower. Love you, Hazel. I was walking with Moose, and we walked by a woman who looked at Moose and said, "I love you." And I really thought I was tickled pink by that, because that's the appropriate reaction to Moose. You know what? I do too. I get it. All right, there's 60. Oh, they're gonna kick me out of or out of Chromie time, aren't they? Oh, forgot about that. Suddenly, wild rogue appears. Not till 61 now? Oh, okay. Hopefully. A bunch of stuff started happening, but then they locked me into this movie before I could do anything. Favorite timeline to level in. I like doing these old Cataclysm quests. Oh, you're right. So they give me the button, but they're not going to kick me out yet. That's nice. Perfect, because I don't want to leave yet. I want to stay till 61. I need to get a new WeCore that tracks my Beast Cleave uptime, because the one that I have isn't working. I think there's a trick to it. Like, there's a thing that I have to put on my bar to make it work. I wouldn't say that this is the fastest timeline to level in by any stretch. It's just the one where I'm comfiest. I just like it here. Legion for the next alt? Ooh. Why do different things when I could do the same thing over and over and over and over again? I don't know what I have against Legion, but Legion questing, oh man. Even in Legion I didn't do Legion questing, I would do the invasions. I don't even think it was bad, I think I just didn't want to be questing in there. Angel, thank you for the 36-month resub. Happy 3 years, holy moly! Can't forgive the unskippable cutscene of the jailer in the Sylvanas Wing of Sanctum. What made you ditch Sod? I just started having fun with this. I just got kind of into the Hunter. I was having a lot of fun with season 3 and making alts for it. Oh, I need to learn that. Send it over to my druid. Okay. I can just fly on up here. Do I have my second pet? Where's Honeybear? Sometimes the second pet doesn't spawn when I get off my mountain. I don't quite know why. That's good. I think I did something kind of goofy in the process of not running up the stairs. Anything else that I need to send to an alt to learn? I think it's mostly that one. I don't usually worry too much about sending item ID items over. I'll learn them if they're on a character that I can equip them on, but... I think I skipped a phasing thing. Maybe if I relog.
But, in any case, we made it to 60, which was what I wanted to do today.
Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be ready to do some dragonflight leveling, and we'll find out how much of that 60 to 70 I can do within a 3-hour stream. I don't think it's going to be all of it, but we can find out how much of it. You can always level another 100. Happy time zone, Hazel and chat. Happy time zone. It is just about lunchtime for me. Oh, that worked. My ideas never work. Actually, that's not fair. My ideas occasionally don't work. I always loved this staff transmog. I've used that one a few times. It's good stuff. And I can vendor it for 53 gold. So she's only like 1 bar into 60. Oh, you know what though? The zone still scales, but the quests aren't scaling. Those quests are now offering like dirt XP compared to what they were. That used to be like 1,000 at least. I might have to leave. We'll see. We'll see. I'll sort that out. I think I'm gonna ditch this zone anyways. I enjoy leveling. Herbing still scales too. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a master plan. Maybe we'll still work for the dungeon queue or something. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do some of that. Oh my goodness, my bags need help. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up for today. I had a wonderful time streaming today. Thanks for joining me for this. I'm looking forward to some Dragonflight leveling tomorrow. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.